Hey there, everybody! Welcome back to the Dragon Quest Tact podcast with probably no longer the Magellan's Update podcast. We're gonna rebrand again because he hates the name, and to be honest, it doesn't sound that great. We like Magellan, but we kind of like keeping it a little more simple and easily searchable, I think. But this is still the growth stages while we're both amateur podcasters. Anyway, welcome. Today is going to be me, Per Platypus, and Laliette. And we have no special guest today, as the special guest is the largest content patch we've had so far in the game. Hello, Laliette.
Hey man, there's so much to talk about, and next week we're gonna have two wonderful guests. I know we'll have Jackson Nib, and then the week after that we'll have Alti, and the week after that we have Chase, and then I think we're actually going to be opening back up for guests. I'm hoping that we can look on the leaderboards and find some new people that are arena pros who we've never heard of, kind of bring a couple of those people on and just expand the community.
That'd be awesome. I'd love to get some arena people with low account CP. Or,
Yes, exactly.
Relatively.
Or like low money spent. Like I've seen a couple people who are free to play who have got more points than I would have even got if I wouldn't have got like screwed over in my one loss. I think I would have ended up with basically like 310 points, which is not that impressive. But there's been free to play players hitting like 320, 340.
I already have 6 now, so I don't know how many. Like, I've done 6 matches, so I don't know where I was after one. Oh, I could check the leaderboard for yesterday, actually,
Yeah, there you go.
for personal interest. I mean, I don't know. What did you end up getting points wise yesterday? Just for our first day of arena, we're learning. We've never played before.
208. I had to play off and on at work. It was really tough.
I understand. Let's see what I got here. I had 356.
356 is pretty good. That's about what Kage had the first day.
That's me and Kage are tied. Um, we're all tied in 70th place, and then
Who's
Nib
number
is tied,
one?
Number one is someone I don't know the name of. They have 384 points, which I think is literally the max.
That's more than I thought
Right?
you could get.
It's because it's I don't know if it was told in one of the arena patch notes things, but I don't think it was any in the earlier speculation. But they said you will get more points in arena if instead of running 5 units and having none of them die, you'll get more points if you run 4 units and have none of them die.
Yeah, I saw you. So so when you said that, I was thinking even the top players don't know that. I heard no one else other than you say that. And instead of running Ghost, if you can get more points, just don't run the Ghost. You don't need the Ghost to win.
Yeah, the not running the ghost will get you more points. And the person at first does not have an English name, so I don't know what they're called. But they are running. They actually have an unawakened Dragon Lord True Form, an unawakened Zoma, a 1 awakened Killing Machine, and a 3 awakened White King, and that was their team to get. Which seems
Wow.
that's what their current team is showing. So they must have had really good early matchups, I assume, because that wouldn't beat some of the teams that I've seen today for sure at the plus 80.
Or the person's
Unless
just
there's like really
insane
good.
at like placing units and stuff. I was horrible at placing my units, and I didn't understand where my opponent's units were gonna go. And I decided to fight a guy who had a stone golem, and he fucked me up. Like I don't even know how to explain how like stone golem Zoma, the stone golem just stayed by the Zoma, and they walked up the map together, and Zoma just boom, you're dead. Boom, you're dead.
What kills Stone Golem? What's he weak to?
I don't know. Let's go.
All I
Let's
know
go check it out. It felt like he was
my
weak to nothing because my entire team was hitting him for like 10% of his health.
what's crazy is my Zoma's actually not been very good in arena so far. Like not bad, but like not as hard of a carry just because so many things are people are using Zoma and Zoma's not that good against Zoma, you know? Like you have Psycho Blast, but if you're using the Glacial Dagger, like it's not that good against another Zoma.
We'll just use
Whereas
anyone
my
else to kill the Zoma.
Yeah, I do. I use my Slion Heart. I mean, Zoma is still really good. I'm not gonna dismiss Zoma, but I mean, in like the current meta, like what I've been fighting, it's like I could probably find units that are just slightly better suited for the things I'm fighting. There has been a lot of weakness to crack stuff, but
I don't think you
Zoma's
need the
still a catch
weakness.
all really good.
What's your neutral damage attack on Zoma? Plus what?
It's actually I brought it up to +8 today. I think it was only at +6 or +5, so I upped it some today with the Tome event.
Okay, so that is probably one of the reasons you haven't been getting the damage. You really want it at +9, +10, so
Yeah.
that makes sense. because your Zoma, of course, is going to be stronger than mine because you have more awakens. I have zero.
Yeah, I only have the one, and I've spent another like $200 since like in the last month, not even a month, but the last like 2 weeks, looking for a second, another awaken. Got no fucking Zomas. I got more King She slimes and stuff. That's the first two I didn't even care about. Now the third one's the one I want. And I can't get it.
That's crazy. So Whoosh and Zap are what Stone Golem is weak to, but unfortunately, at the portion of the fight where Stone Golem actually started doing work and getting close enough where I could fight him, my Whoosher and my Zapper were dead, and then everybody else was not able to really do any realistic damage on him. I don't know what his HP exactly was, but I want to say it was like up around 750, which is kind of crazy.
That is really good. I don't know how much trouble I would have with them. I think what is Slineheart's resistances? Does Slineheart resist I don't know. Point is like my Slineheart's been doing like 90% of the work for me so far. Like he one shot Zoma and he would one shot Stone Golem as well.
Is he 110?
But not mine's 110 now, yeah.
Excellent.
Awaken 3 110. So he's doing his
Ooh,
ability is only at +6 though, I think. +6 +7 on the Windy Slash.
you
Because
got to
yeah,
get on that.
I wasn't farming tomes, and now I am farming tomes. And I still, when I do farm tomes, I prefer typeless because there's so many units that I want that have typeless stuff. But I need to do some whoosh stuff as well.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, you're trying to be a top 100 arena player, correct?
yes, for sure.
So
Top 70 right now. I need to be top 50 actually, but that might be way harder.
I think what you need to do is you need, because you're doing really well without having your ability so high. So I think you'll do even better if you just take your 8 best units or whoever you're using rotationally for your fights and just get all of them up to +8, like at least +8, because +8 is where it starts getting really hard to get any better.
For sure. That's kind of what I was more focusing on today. I was been doing typeless because I need Zoma's Psycho Cannon up and also Boreal Serpent's Spinning Slash.
Mm-hmm.
Um, those are both typeless, and so I was getting those done. And now I'm gonna move on to Lionheart. Yeah, I probably should have maybe done him first, but he really only gets like 2 attacks in, and he's already been one-shotting currently like 0 awaken, 1 awaken Zomas.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so but they're all S5, no one has the S6 yet until whenever those orbs are gonna drop later. But yeah, I'm still obviously it's a working on the arena team. It's a
It's
process.
it's crazy to think about the difference in luck in this game, right? So I have no
Mhm.
Boreal Serpent. I did 74 pulls for Boreal. You, on the other hand, how many pulls did you do on that banner?
On the Zoma banner?
Nope.
No, that's not the Zoma. Which one is that? That's got to be Baramos.
Yes.
I have an awakened 1 Baramos, I think. Let me just look at my account.
But how many
Um,
pulls did you do?
it's a good question. I did probably 100 the first day, and then I may have done like another 50 up to the guaranteed A rank, I think, because I ended up finding 4. I found 1,
Yes.
and then I got 3 awaken, and then I spent materials to get the other 2 awakens to cheese them out because I felt like
Yes.
this guy would be good. Honestly, I think he's really good in arena. I'm not sure if he's good if you're trying to top 50 though, because you have to be so careful because he will die and you are going to lose a few points. And in the grand scheme, it doesn't matter. But if you're never going to be top 1 with having a unit that dies, right? Because that 2 points a day or whatever it is does make a difference. Whatever, however many points it is.
Yeah. But I do feel really good about the numbers that I said. Like, I thought that if people were killing the 80-point team in 3 turns with no deaths, that they would be in the top 100. And I think that's basically what you've been doing. Is that correct?
I've done a couple 2 turns, but yeah. So there's actually 2 different maps I've come across in my 6 battles, and I don't know what determines it. But I've had one where it's like extra far away, where it's like even with a 4 movement thing, I can only use like a 4 movement and like a range 2 attack or something to hit something. Like otherwise, you don't really get close enough. But then there's one where you start like only 2 squares away,
Oh.
and it was a much more in your so like because in the other one map I was like in the far map I was like having low agility isn't really that bad if you have one thing with high agility it's a little tanky go up just kind of pull them forward then you go wipe them out. But in the other map I was like I needed high agility because we started in range of each other's abilities. That one I destroyed because I just my guys like Slineheart. You know what Slineheart's agility is? It's ridiculous. Slineheart's agility might be the highest I've seen so far. It's at mine's at 408.
408 is pretty good. Let me see. what my units have for agility. My
I'm
highest
gonna
agility
organize
right
by
now,
agility.
I think, is actually on my RR. For those who don't know, Royal Reptile, and his agility is 343, and he's been going first in all my fights.
Yeah.
Um,
So Slineheart is 408, Boreal Serpent, and I don't know if I'm saying it right. Just it's okay. I'm always gonna say stuff wrong. Is at 407. So they're like both neck and neck right there.
yeah, absolutely, and
And
that's
that's
with
no
a weapon
equipment.
that gives agility. No equipment.
No,
Wow,
no,
that's
it's
crazy.
equipment that gives no agility. That's the liquid metal slime sword
Mm-hmm.
and the big axe. So zero agility on either of those weapons.
Interesting. Kage thinks his Boreal has higher agility, which is impossible because you guys both have an S5. Oh wait, he could have a higher awakening on dragons. I was master rank, so that's the only thing that would make a difference.
Let's take a look. My guy does have blue on his agility. Oh, you know what? I do have a armor on that gives 6 agility on my serpent, but I could equip gold claws, right? Gold claws would give like 40 more agility or something. But at
If you
that point,
really
it's like
wanted
it's
it.
already so irrelevantly high.
So
It's like
and
it does.
then right here we have my highest overall unit is hybrid at 376. So it shows you when you get these units to S6, they really do improve.
Yeah, like no joke. Um, the stats weren't quite as much as I was hoping, but they're still like it's still hugely significant. But like it does kind of feel like casters are getting left in the dust, right? Like the
Mm-hmm.
casters are finally not they're not gaining that much, right? They're gaining HP, but everyone's gaining HP, so they're not gaining damage for them. I mean, the S ranks are Zoma's getting more powerful, but anything below an S rank is kind of uh not super good right now.
Yeah, isn't it crazy how no A ranks have an A rank spell?
Yeah, not like you would think like one. I mean, I guess I know it's reserved to S's, but I don't know something like at least they're gonna have to change something on it. Not anytime soon, but like in the next 3 months, if they want any casters below S rank to be remotely good, you know,
Yep.
they just need
And
to increase the wisdom cap or something.
they do not increase their wisdom cap currently. Like as of right now in Japan, it is still the same. This is one of the reasons why casters such as Bone Baron, unfortunately, aren't as good moving forward as they have been. They've been very strong units, and they will release a couple. I don't know exactly how many, but I've been told there's a few A ranks that have A rank spells that will be released in the future, but they appear to be gotcha units.
Yeah. Also, two things that kind of just reminded me of like this is not really connected, but it was an arena. I saw an arena match against because we were kind of wondering like who are you gonna fight if you're day one on arena, right? You're right there, and no
Mm-hmm.
one else has fought. So they have a bunch of like dev teams, you know, like Roto, but there were a bunch of teams that were not real players that I saw when I logged in right when the thing dropped. And
There's a
one
lot
thing
of
I thought was
bots.
interesting, one of the things was one of the teams had a unit that I don't think's in the game even right now. It had
Really?
yeah, it had like a White King, but a different variant of White King. I didn't fight that unit, but it's the unless they added it into this new story and I missed it. But it's
The A
literally
rank.
like
Yeah,
yeah, it's like an A rank White King or something. And I don't think we have that yet.
we do not. So
So
that
I was
is
like,
very interesting.
that is super weird to have that in the game indirectly. But that's how like I wasn't sure if it was a real player or not. Then I saw that one. I was like, oh, that is definitely not a real player.
And he's
I want
gotcha.
that.
So that's even crazier to think about that they would just give this random bot a gotcha unit. But one of the things we need to remember is we're getting arena early. So all of these teams are probably copycat bot teams that they had for JP at the same time. That's why they're at kind of a higher power level than we would expect because you and me are both top 100 players with pretty good accounts. And
Hmm.
we're running into teams that were equally as strong as us in arena day one.
Oh, for sure. Like actually, like the bots are like pretty hard. Like not like insane for like my teams or whatever, but like the difference between fighting another human and fighting the bot, like I could tell immediately. Like, okay, this is like ridiculous.
I
Some
ran
of them are
in
very strong.
I ran into a team that was a fully awakened White Knight, a 3 awakened Zoma, a 2 awakened Killing Machine, and whatever the other S was 3 awakened. And I was like, this is bananas. And then they had Ghost.
Was that a bot team? That
It was a
sounds
bot
like
team.
super meta.
It was a
Man,
bot team.
all right.
The
Good.
bot team also, there's a bot team that has Stone Golem, and I decided to try to fight that because I was like, oh, the Stone Golem's AI will be dumb, and he won't really be very useful because I was wrong. His AI knows exactly who to protect because it stayed next to Zoma the entire game when it had the option to protect Zoma and or a secondary unit.
That's interesting. I'm scared of Stone Golem now. Even if you can kill him in one shot, it doesn't matter because he does his job of giving the Zoma a second life, right?
Yeah, if you can protect your Zoma or any other really important unit like that with something that costs, what is it, 25 for a B? That's kind of crazy.
Yeah. I was kind of thinking about just throwing in like a Leary Lout, right? Just to absorb one hit. Just like, even if it only absorbs one hit, that would kill a different unit. That's still like nuts. And honestly, I think he could tank a Zoma's Glacial Doom probably if you give him enough HP.
That's
I mean,
definitely
obviously
something
enough,
that you
but
should test out. I'm starting to think it's interesting that the low rank tanks could have value, just because of their defensive capability of making sure that you get that max, the max health, right? If your other units
mhm.
are strong enough and you can get a turn 3 clear, and you don't want to really play risky, because that one turn isn't that big of a deal compared to if one of your units die, you lose like 20 points.
Okay. I didn't even know that. I didn't know it was that much.
I'm not sure it's exactly that much. Do they have the? Um,
I wonder how many points you get if you only bring 4 units. That's what's kind of interesting to me.
Yeah, that is interesting because that person got 4 more points than Jackson Nib told me was possible. And those guys are usually really good sources of information.
And obviously they are still a good source of information. Like, but there seems to be maybe in Japan. I assume it's a thing in Japan, right? We haven't gotten anything Japan hasn't. So maybe it's just considered impractical to not bring a ghost or something.
That seems
Or
ridiculous. It just
it does. That sounds ridiculous, right?
the ghost is not even that good. It's fine. Don't get me wrong, but I just feel like if you could get more points, like just get the more points.
I'm actually looking at my arena team's only at 220 weight right now. I'm not even using the full thing.
Oh wow.
Let's actually take a look at my real team is here battle. Like, are you aware that you're just playing for fun? Yeah, give me a break. Yeah, I'm at 220 out of 235. I'm using 3 A's, a riddle, and a S.
All right. They don't have the points at least in a notice. That does not mean that. So they're saying 128 is the max, and then that times 3 would be exactly the number of points this guy has. So okay.
Okay, that's what
So
I assume he has literally the max because he has 4 points higher than the next player,
so
and I know
when
Nib only had like one turn too slow.
yep. So when they said that 380 was the max, they were probably just like not doing the exact math and counting the extra 4 points because what does it really matter at that point? But it turns out that's the difference between first and second. I know
And first
Alti
get
had
more
a
points.
Alti had a perfect day today, I believe. And if he didn't have perfect, he was right below perfect.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to maintain perfect. Even Kage, it says at 720. I'm at like seven. I'm at 712. Yeah, I'm at 712 today. So I don't know if I'm gonna rise in the ranks because currently I'm at rank 70. I don't know if I'm gonna rise or fall.
I can't fall because I lost one of the 3 matches. You know what I mean? So
It's
it's
true. So
like,
as long as you do perfect today, that'll be good.
or not even perfect. I could literally just do the 60s and I would get more points than I did. Um, you can get like 100 points almost getting a perfect on the 60, but it's way easier.
Yeah.
One of
Do
the
we
things
get?
that will be really interesting is when they phase the bots out, because if you watch JP arenas, that second choice is a lot of people, like real people, who aren't max level, and I know they have a bigger player base, but we have
Mhm.
a weaker player base. So I think you're going to end up running into a lot weaker teams on that second level, and sometimes even that first level won't be maxed people.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. There's very few people that have just maxed of these units, period, in the entire. What is there like 20 to 50 people with max Zomas, if that?
Well, I don't mean
Like I'd
that
be.
kind of max. I just mean max level.
Oh,
I'm saying max level.
okay. Yeah, that's probably true. Like most of my team's still not max level, right?
It isn't?
Like, no, my team is like I only have one unit at 110 right now. Um,
But most of your guys are capped at their max level.
Right now I have 1, 2 units. Yeah, I still have my Helion is 93, and my Green Dragon is only A5 still. He hasn't gone up to A6 yet.
Right, but I don't really count if you have an A6 of them because like all the units technically can go A6, but like
Yeah.
if you haven't awakened them, then that's okay. And I
So
think people should be saving their resources for obviously we'll be getting on is it day 10? Day 10 login reward is going to be the question mark orbs, so that's going to be or actually no, it's going to be way before that. It's like day 7. Day 7
yeah,
is question
definitely
mark.
save a couple iridescent orbs or something for that, right? And don't use them on Rublin Ublum. I know it's tempting, but don't use them on him. That's the only non-boss question mark unit in the game, I think.
I don't think you can use a orb on him.
Not an orb, but you could use the new pearls or whatever, the non-farmable boss pearls. You
That's
could still
true.
take like 17 of them or something, something like.
Yep.
I don't remember exactly how much it takes for a B rank, but it's too much for that crappy unit.
You say that, but I have upgraded a couple of my B ranks. So my Stone Golem has been upgraded because I may look
Oh,
into utilizing him at some point.
oh, there's for sure B rank's worth it. Like I've already got Tiger Cub up. He's a C rank.
I got Tiger
Um,
Cub up.
and I will be doing a few other units as well, but mostly the farmable ones. The ones that aren't currently farmable, I'm reserving for whatever, like specific times. I don't even know what the login reward was today. I accidentally clicked through it and I noticed.
It was slime. Or no, yesterday was slime. You're right.
Yeah,
Today was inorganic.
inorganic. So I guess I could do killing machine. I
You
don't know.
could.
Probably. I don't know what else is. And I guess stone golem is probably pretty good.
Do you have your
The
+1 on Killing Machine?
I have +2 on killing machine. Yeah.
Then he's probably worth it.
But I already have like a +3 Slion Heart. I know you could switch out for different teams, and they're just kind of different, but they're kind of similar in the same boat.
I
Let
think
me
you
take a.
either go Zoma or Killing Machine, whichever one you prefer.
I'm definitely going with Zoma. I just like Zoma more.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I could Metal Dragon. Here's the thing about Metal Dragon. I know he's not that good, but he actually is done. Like I've used him in like one like meme fight that wasn't on camera or anything. He's pretty good because everyone's he's just got decent HP, and mine's only S4. I'm not gonna say use 2 orbs on him. Don't use 2 orbs on him, but I do think he's just better than people say.
He can't be worse. He's ranked in the bottom 3 units by most players, so I'm going to agree with you.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly like I get it, but also like he's not Nightclubber, man. Nightclubber's actually bad. There's like just way worse units. I don't know. Maybe the S units are kind of like all pretty good. So maybe it's like I mean, he's probably better than like King She Slime like almost all the time, besides the one time you want someone that can actually push units, which
Yeah, it's
might
really
be good
hard
in
to
Arena.
evaluate. Like evaluating bad units is almost pointless because they're bad for different reasons, right? So their
Yeah,
one
I'll
or
say
their one strength is going to be so far apart from each other, like skill tree wise. So like, how do you rate the ability to push and move things? That is something that very few units in the entire game can do. And how do you compare that to a unit that has like all of these like martial breath style skills that eventually does become a meta unit?
Yeah, I think the main issue with Metal Dragon, of course, is that he's just like he's not that good in arena if you want to win in 2 turns because he literally can't help you do that at all. He's slow, and he doesn't do enough damage. He's like a unit that's going to be perfect for some sort of EX fight down the line, probably, right? Like, and I think
He's
he's actually decent in arena, but due to the time limit thing, you don't want to lose points waiting for him to grind out over 5 rounds, 1v1ing someone because they can't kill him.
Yeah, he does become good in arena according to Japanese websites, which we know they're not 100% guaranteed to be right. But I just like the fact that one of these garbage units could become good, and that's even before that's in our current meta actually. At S6, he is good with the units that are coming. It takes a couple different units, but they build a team that I guess he has a spot on.
I mean, from what I've saw in Japan, like yeah, Metal Dragon was actually like a top tier unit in a specific team, and one of the best counters to him was like because I saw this tweet. They're like, "Hey, everyone that's playing globally, I play Japan. Do not miss King Bubble Slime. I know he may seem like a dumb slime, but he's the #1 counter to like the Metal Dragon team because they're all immune to poison. So you could just have like Hell
Mm.
Gladiator, and you could because it'd be like it's easier to poison him than it is to try to get through and do damage to him because his HP is ridiculously high and his defense is ridiculously high.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if poison and status effects become part of the meta. I'm just excited to see things evolve. I think both of us covered pretty well what everyone was talking about going in, and it's still too soon to really know what is good, but people are going to keep watching those top players' teams and seeing what people are using.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to go down to 4 units, see if I could do it. I think I
Hmm.
could because all my fights have been pretty dominant so far. Like I could probably just get rid of like a boreal serpent and put in a like if I get a few more orbs, like just putting in a taking out like 2 A units and putting in one higher S unit or something like an S6 S unit could probably just really uh, help me get some extra points.
Yeah. Let me know how that goes for sure. Now we're gonna start going through this notice, kind of light, but just want to focus on some of the more important stuff. Player rank limit increased. I don't know what it is increased to. We could probably do the math.
22.
22, because I've seen
Yeah,
people hit 22. I didn't know that was a max. It feels kind of low. That's unfortunate.
yeah. I don't know how much stamina we get, but I went from 100 to 103, so it's kind of weird to go to get 3 stamina. I don't know how much you normally get. Maybe it's always 3, but I haven't gained a level in a while, so maybe we'll be at 106 cap instead of 100, which is just kind of weird.
Yeah, I don't remember what it. I thought it went up by even numbers, but I don't remember. So we have the character rank that went up, right? We all know that everybody can go 10 levels higher. That's what it is. The more exciting part of that, if you didn't watch my video, is that E's and F's don't need the new resource, which is really nice. So if you really want to, you can get all of those guys leveled up right now if you have the money and you want that CP. I'll be doing that later tonight. As far as anything D or higher, though, it's really annoying that you have to use this new resource, and it's really annoying that B's use one iris.
Yeah, and A's use like 5,
Yes.
I think. It's a lot. It's a lot of irises. They increased the drop rate. I don't know from what they increased the drop rate to, but they said they increased the drop rate. So hopefully everyone will just get more. But like, would you get those from the rank up rewards?
Yeah, which no one's
Yeah,
really doing right now.
yeah, no one's doing because we just got off. It was like a week and a half ago. Everyone just spent 1,000 stamina because there was nothing else to do in the game.
I mean, I didn't really do it. I was still just farming story and other stuff um but
I mean,
yeah,
yeah,
most
I did a bunch. I just got a bunch of rank up stuff.
I was already where I wanted to be. I my target was 50 of the orbs for each person because that seemed like a lot at the time because everyone was already max rank for me. And then I found out that B ranks and C ranks are using those orbs now.
Yeah, I probably should go and do the extra three, the 30 gems, but there another 30 gems a day on top of me using 120 minimum for stamina. Like it starts adding up to be quite a. And then if you like, I might just stop doing the 60 gem refreshes and switch it to over to the 30 gem for the rewards. But I don't know. I don't like another daily gem drain that much. But I think we get an extra 30 gems a day now from the
So
arena daily quest.
so you only do the 40 gem refreshes, you don't do the 60s?
I did the 60s for a long time, but I haven't recently.
Okay. Because really, all you have to do, like, just pick the two families that you really want to invest in and stop doing one of the 60s and just move that gem, and then you're using the same allotment of resources.
True. I actually like because the stupid. I always forget about the stupid master ranks. Those are important. Like, are they super important? And like, they may not make or break the difference, but they could.
In the long run, they do, right? Like, when
For
you're
sure.
when you're giving like your Slion Heart, which can get one of the best, resources, like just read off your stats for your master rank for
Yeah,
slime.
it's a full awaken. It's like 5% for everything almost.
Yeah. So being able to get Awaken 7 or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, is kind of insane. And someday that's going to probably get in the upwards of like 10% like a year from now.
Hmm. Yeah, no, there's no doubt it adds up over time. It's will the extra 1% defense that I get if I invest in all my slimes right now make a difference? Probably not, but again, like the problem, it's not going to go away. You're going to eventually need it all ranked up anyway, and so it's better to do it as you go as opposed to being a year from now trying to get like, oh, I need to get 500 levels on 30 new slimes, to try to keep up for because the workload's going to keep coming. The game's going to keep releasing stuff for us to grind.
Absolutely. And as someone who kind of, stopped spending, or at least on pulls, I mean, I'm kind of fed up with pulls until the 6 month banner. I'm just starting to drop down the leaderboard with this update. I will catch up a little bit by grinding out my F in E units, but without pulling these S's and A's, like that's where all of your CP is. If you can get both banner units and get them just to level 100 and level 90, you're probably talking about 6,000 right there, and I won't get that off of upgrading all of my F's and all of my E's.
Mm.
So if you want to stay competitive in the CP, which I know you don't, but there are a lot of people out there who do like that, you're gonna get forced to spend a lot over this next month, because this is a big banner month. If you count today, right, we got Dragger, then we're gonna get Elena, then we're gonna get Kirill, then we're gonna get Sorrow, and this is almost 1 week after another. Within 5 weeks, we are going to get all 4 of those units. And we
It's
just got
interesting
Dread Dragon. So it's going to be like
when it comes.
6. It's going to be 5 banners over 6 weeks.
I feel like pulling for units to get one is like you can only do it for 2 reasons. You do it for account CP, or you do it because you're a collector and you like looking at the things. But like almost every single S rank in the game, Awaken 0 is just like not applicable in Arena, right? Like you're just going to go up against a higher Awakened version of it if you're trying to actually climb the leaderboards. So like that's kind of like I just kind of decided to stop pulling on anything before the 6 months, because it's like if I pull for Elena or I pull for this unit and I get one of them and I don't get a dupe even, it's just like they're probably not going to make the cut on a team anyway. And so do I really want to invest that much money into having a CP battery essentially? Like not really.
Yeah, absolutely. And it goes a little bit more than that, right? Because um you have to get them to level 110 now to really be competitive. So you're saying anything I pull, I'm also planning on giving it 2 orbs if it's a banner unit.
And that is that's an insanely large amount of orbs. Orbs are still they're like they added 2 more orbs to the shop this month, and they're still both $30 or whatever, the 3,000 gems, whatever it is.
Yeah, which
Like
was disappointing. I thought they would give some sort of discount, just a one-time buy, right?
I don't know. Yeah, just like a one time. Like in the other side, they added an orb to the main story. You get 1 orb for completing the new story content, um, and then you get 2 orbs at 80 mini medals. So we got 3 more free to play orbs,
Mm-hmm.
which is cool. But they've also asked us to invest 25 more orbs into the game. So 3 isn't exactly cutting it.
And then you get a 4th,
Yeah.
because we'll get one with the new event when it comes out next week.
True. And the thing is like orbs were like limited and you have to use them carefully, and it's literally redoubled, right? Like they haven't actually increased a way for us to get orbs. They're just giving a couple of these orbs out. Like they're giving us 4 orbs, which is awesome. That's more than they've ever given us for free.
Well, they
But
gave you
they're not
5
giving us
originally.
yeah. And we're not getting a way to get the orbs yet. I know eventually they become farmable, but that's like
No, they don't.
oh, they don't become farmable ever? I thought in late hard stages they became farmable.
No, that's actually not true. So that was what Matt said, but he was misled. That is not true, according to JP players or the wikis. There is no farmable. Way to
Okay,
get them.
well then you got to be flipping careful. Just accept that you're never going to awaken most of these. So like when you pull for an S unit, like it's more important. Even if you put $1,000 in or whatever, you get it fully awakened. Keep in mind that you have to invest all these orbs that are currently. If they don't add more, like we're gonna get more one to the shop, and we're gonna or the next Dragon Quest 4 event or whatever, and we're gonna get one at least in the monthly shop. But like there's very very limited, and they're asking for twice as much per unit. So it makes pulling less tempting than ever before.
Yeah, I agree. So this is why I've backed off on pulling, is because the new, and you've basically said this, but I'm going to just resummarize. The new way that they have steered you in this game towards using your resources is if you're going to pull for a unit, You need to put all your money towards that one unit. You need to get it as many awakens as you can, and you need to spend 2 orbs on it with the plan of awakening 7 it when that eventually comes out in probably another like 4 months. That's the other scary thing is we're moving so fast. In 4 months, we could have S7.
Yeah, that would be another orb, I assume. Or maybe
Not
even a
an
new
orb.
orb, maybe a super orb.
It's going to be a new resource. We just know it won't be an orb.
Probably be slim. I assume that they'll make orbs easier to get in some way. Maybe they'll add them to the event shop. Maybe there'll be 5 orbs in an event shop instead of one or something like that. Maybe they'll add one at each pole or something like during the event. Every time they refresh the shop, maybe they'll refresh the orb as well.
Well, you
So
remember
I assume,
they said they'll restructure the stamps. Did anybody look at the stamps yet?
yeah, they added the SP thing. From what I saw on the ticket, they added a like it just looked better, but I don't know. Like there were none of the as much garbage rewards. I didn't see any
They're slightly better, but they
orbs.
don't matter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. No, they're the same. They show you each of the 3 stamps and then the third stamp has the spotlight S rank.
Yeah, I mean, we are gonna get a bunch of orbs. Like I know that they're gonna increase. There's a lot of ways to get the orbs out without making them farmable in a stage, right? Um, Event shops, and then you could just even add them to like Medini's shop or something. They're already there, but you could maybe add them to like A's or whatever instead of irises. You can like there's a lot of ways they can like as those things become more needed and like less special because they add another new super resource that's going to cost us money. Like they could easily make it more accessible, but
They could,
I
but
don't
they
know.
won't until S7 because I can tell you they already didn't do that in Japan, right? So we have that information. So really, what they did is they made orbs harder to get mathematically than they were previously for us because they're giving us more orbs between now and S7, and that might psychologically trick you into being like, "Ooh, we're getting more orbs," but you now need twice as many, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I believe the math is they're giving 1.5 times as much orbs over the next couple months. So we're gonna be like, "Yay, we got more orbs!" But you're limiting the way you can spend them. Now, some people could say if you're spending them on units you already used orbs on, right? In your case, your Slineheart, then you're getting out ahead. But if you get a new unit like a Sorrow or a Stark, you need double the orbs.
Yeah, for sure. Every new poll, you already don't have an orb invested in. Um, and you have to just be more selective than ever before about what you're going to rank up. I may love Highbird, for example, but mine's at S4. Am I going to invest 2 orbs on that instead of a future banner unit that's probably get power corrupted in some way? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I love Highbird. I would love to use that in arena, but like, there's no possible way I'm going to invest 2 orbs in it. I've still got to invest an orb into Zoma, and I could potentially do one in Royal Reptile. I could do 2 in Hell Gladiator if I want to get a poison team or something like that, and not to mention all the other units that I still am interested in potentially in the future. It just like I'm not gonna put orbs into it. The game has done something. It broke my heart a little bit in some ways. Like I love everything about the new update and it's been awesome, but like I'm not gonna put an orb into King She Slime or the Queen Slime or the Emperor Slime. Right? I'm just like not. They're not worth the orbs at this
Didn't you already
point
put one
financially.
on King
They
Shislime?
all have one.
Yep.
They're all at S5
Yep.
because it was fine at the point. I was like 1 orb per unit. That was before I knew we would need double orbs in the future and they wouldn't be farmable.
Yes, and
Um,
this unfortunately is one of the problems with. I know you like to play the game as a purist, and you're playing the game the same as JP players played it, right? Not looking
yeah,
ahead because they weren't able to look ahead; it didn't exist yet. And then for some people who like Nib who saved their orbs because they knew this was coming, some other people like you didn't know about it. Some people like me knew about it, but I still made bad decisions, right? I still used an orb on Killing Machine when I only had one, and he's not gonna come back for another like month. And even when he does, I'm not gonna spend another $205 to get another pull on him. I spent one on my
yeah,
hybrid, so now I have 2 orbs that are dead. I'm never going to use those units in arena because they're only level 100, and I'm not going to use another orb on top of them because they're not good enough.
yeah. I mean, you can get some use out of them potentially now, while other people still don't have theirs at 110. But like,
Correct.
what you got? Like, you got maybe like a 15-30 day timer max on those units before they become irrelevant. Besides maybe like the first day of a reset, arena reset every month. But yeah, they're effectively dead orbs in a lot of ways. He said Emperor Slime is worth it. I don't think so.
Emperor
Emperor Slime
Slime is a
doesn't have
great
the
way to
HP.
troll your opponent. Never play against anyone with an Emperor Slime because it won't move, and even if you kill everything else, it will stay there and cheer itself.
So it's weird. Like I went up against an Emperor Slime, and you know what it did? It cheered once, and then I killed one shot the thing with Zoma, and then I used Green Dragon and Infernoed it twice, and it just died. It was like,
So it took you 2 turns to kill it,
yeah,
and you
which
had to
is
get all
good.
the way across the board.
Yeah, I mean, I think I actually beat that one in 3 turns. Is what I did. It was something like that. Point is, like, I know, like, if you're gonna put Emperor Slime in your team, it is a way to troll the, like, you're not gonna win on the defensive, but if you're just trying to lower other people's turn timers to
Yes,
get a edge on those points, it could be it. But I don't know how to affect what team they see when they fight me.
it's your last team.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna use him in my team, so
And I'm
you
pretty
just
sure that it has to be point games. So your third point game, if you did all three, will be the team that other people will see. And if you've only played 1 point game on the day, if people are queuing at that time, they will see your 1 point team. This is just based off of the limited data I have from players so far, but I will update it once we get more information.
okay. Yeah, it's kind of like I'm not gonna put Emperor Slime on my team for the most part. Like,
I will not either.
especially if I guess that it could, like, it would be fun if you could win with Emperor Slime, you know, Stone Golem, Leery Lout, you know, just each one of these stupid units, and then like Condor, and like 3 selfless units and like 3 healing units, and just make them spend 10 turns wasting their life. And
Yes.
they're gonna think it's easy because it's like, oh, their CP is only 7,000 or like 8,000 or something, you know?
Right. And the other thing is when you fought that team, they obviously weren't that strong because if the other 4 units were pretty strong and could actually fight you in a meaningful way, then he would have been more effective because he will heal things as well.
Yeah, he can for sure. Like his heal can be pretty good, but it's like he's also like his HP is 350. He could be one shot by like almost every spellcaster. I mean, he is only weak to Whoosh and Zam, which are kind of a bit of a weak spot. Like, I mean, my White King is not very high. Um, but even like, I think Dragon Lord and obviously Zoma, probably even Baramos can all just like one shot him, no problem.
Oh yeah, it's just about the idea that it will take you an extra turn to get over there, while most of the other units in the game will advance when they're given targets.
Yeah, it's true. He does just sit there. Like, he probably is good at stalling a turn. Like,
I think he buys you 1 turn is what he effectively is. Is that worth putting him on your team? Probably not. We'll find out like
no,
if anybody's in the top ranks using him, but I don't expect that to be the case.
I would be surprised if running him over 4 units that could win a fight will net in more points on the meta. You know, like obviously you're gonna get less points, but you're taking away points, like a few points here and there from 100 players or whatever, however many people challenge you, 10,
I don't
50, I
think
don't know
you're
how much it would be.
I think people just avoid you.
Yeah, exactly. Most people will avoid you unless people aren't able to normally beat the 80 and they see you and they can beat that 80. So I don't know. Yeah, I think it's more just a meme.
I agree. And the other thing is, there's no point of memeing right now because the bots are what people are playing against. I did not see a single real player. Because here's the thing. All right, I know almost everyone in the top 50 because I've been climbing my way through the top 100. I really almost know everyone in the top 100. Um,
Hmm.
and on all 3 of my matches today, I used all my refreshes because you get all 5 refreshes every time, just in case people don't know that.
Hmm.
And if you just keep refreshing, it will cycle back through, so you don't have to worry about missing
Yeah.
anything. And none of those people were real players because all of those people had units that would put you basically in the top 100. You know what I mean? Everybody I was playing against had 3, 4, 5 heart units. And I think that it scales off of your CP because I never saw a team that was worse than 16,900. That was the weakest team I saw for my opponent. And the strongest team I saw was 20,400.
Wow. Okay. So I think you were seeing teams even stronger than me. That might be account CP tied, at least for
And
the
that would
bot.
be frustrating because I have really good account CP, really weak team CP because I'm a grinder.
I mean, and that, of course, that'll be phased out and it will be irrelevant, but it's super relevant in the next week or two while they still have bots at the game. That definitely seems, because I don't think I saw anything at 20,000. I think I was seeing on average 17, 18,000 for the plus 80.
Yep. The people I was fighting were the people that were 17 and 18, but I just wasn't really seeing anybody lower than that. And the one person I saw lower than that, like I said, was the Stone Golem team, which was 16-9, and I actually lost to that.
Yeah, that's gotta be crazy. I might just avoid Stone Golem. I don't know. We'll see. I'm kind of curious now.
If you
I'll
can one
probably do
shot
it,
him, you're
but
fine. There's a lot of things that happened there. One, I didn't know what Stone Golem was weak to. I didn't think he would matter. Two, I was playing under the desk at work while multitasking, and three, the AI played much better than I ever expected them to. So I by time I checked what his weakness was, the two units that had his weakness were already dead, and it was kind of a foregone conclusion.
man, that's what's like so fun about having there's just again there's a world of difference between theorizing and then getting your hands on it, like because you learn lessons so much faster when you're doing it, you know. It's that's like a hard learned lesson. When you see Stone Golem, you're gonna know exactly what to do in the future, or you're gonna be so well equipped to
Yeah.
deal with that. And so that's what's just like, because like in our heads, like we can know it's like, all right, Stone Golem is good, but how good is he actually going to be? But then to see his power level demonstrated in that way could be like really put into perspective, and that's just like really really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other thing is I've never bragged about my mechanical play because I've been on autoplay almost the entire time that I've played this game. Ever
Yeah,
since we finished story, really, and even then, um, when I cleared all of story, I was still free to play. Basically, I spent like $30, um, and I only had like 4 S units. So right now it feels like free to play, and I still autoed all the way up until like 14. Um,
I'd be if you could auto the rest of the story like up to 18, I'd be shocked. It's really hard.
I've autoed all the way up to 18. I haven't actually done 18 itself.
Yeah, the final two fights are like were the ones I couldn't auto, and I was like, oh, that was actually like tough. Like I'm not even gonna. I was like I spent because it cost stamina. I spent like 30 stamina, and I was on my 40 stamina like attempt because I had lost 3 times because I just like bad whatever because you're learning a boss fight, and then I died. I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna spend the 50 gems to revive because otherwise I'm gonna spend 40 gems to refresh my energy because I was low on energy, and I was like, I'll just beat the fight 100% guaranteed because it was hard enough. Like it was like I think if I really sat down and I did it like 10, 20 times, I could probably even find a free to play team that could do it. But it's really hard to just brute force. Um
Yeah.
and which is really annoying for something that costs stamina because like again, if something costs 0, I don't care how hard it is. Like Prison Peacock, double the difficulty of it, make it some fun thing to go for in the future. But once it starts costing stamina, I'm like, I don't want to have to develop a team and try and fail, and there's no way to practice that fight for 0 stamina for no rewards, to really kind of get it down. So
Yeah.
um it's not like impossible, but it is like people that aren't as invested into the game as I am are gonna have a really hard time with that fight.
And I mean, I'm sure if Jax's videos come back, that he'll have a video on it. You might end up doing one at some point. I don't think it's on the front of your list because there's so much to do right now, and Arena is going to draw the most eyes, and it's just the most effective and funnest use of your time.
Yeah, exactly. Like it was actually a super cool boss fight, and I hope that unit becomes a banner, but it's I don't know, it's not top on my list. Mostly the only reason I even cleared it was because I wanted the orb, right?
Yep. Yep, I will clear as well. But I've had people like I haven't even touched 18. Like I said, I've just done 17. It was very busy. I've kind of talked about it before. I'm in diet integrity now at work. I'm technically on the senior team, and I have to do all these stupid calls, and I can't play really at all at work. But I was like, I'm not going to miss out on my matches because
Yeah.
the refresh for East Coast is 4 o'clock, and it's like I work till 5. What am I gonna do?
Exactly. I actually thought I did miss out because it was daily reset and I hadn't done 2 fights. And I was like, oh shit, I missed it. I forgot. I just assumed it'd be a 24-hour from when it released or something. And then I was like, so I thought I missed it. Turns out it resets an hour later after daily reset. So I got to get all 6 of my fights
No
in. So I
way.
got,
I didn't
yeah,
realize that.
yeah. So it resets an hour after daily reset.
Hmm.
Why? I don't know, but it does. Also, they added 3 new daily quests, which are all really good.
Yes,
I don't know if you noticed, but one of them is 30 gems every day for doing one arena fight, which
I saw
is
that.
fantastic. And also, when you log in late, I don't even know what time it is. I didn't even do the conversion. I didn't look, but it's like you get 120 stamina free a day. I don't know if that's permanent. It's in daily quests. It's not in featured or event quests or whatever.
It seems
But it's like
permanent.
so you just get like a free 120 stamina a day. Maybe you have to
Only
have
if you pay $5.
See, that's what I was. I didn't know. I didn't see where it said that, but it said like something battle pass. So I was like, okay, they've added value to the battle pass, which is nice. I mean, we were asking for a free refresh every day, and they've added 1.5 that, right, 1.5 refreshes essentially.
Here's
Um,
what I want to know: can you save those up and then buy the battle pass, or do you have to get the battle pass that day to use it?
yeah, and I'll never know because I'll never not have the battle pass, but
Same.
someone will have to know.
Yeah, some free to play player is upset because theirs is gone in their inventory. If that's the case,
Really? Okay.
you have to use
I
it.
wonder.
Okay. And yes, the daily missions will reset every day, but I'm saying I thought for a second you'd be able to store them up and then maybe you wait 5 months and then all of a sudden you drop $5 and you get all of them for the last 5 months, like 30 of them, or I'm sorry,
Yeah,
300 of them,
I
or
don't,
whatever.
I don't think it's an
So
item. I think it just goes straight to your stamina bar. I don't think it's like herbs.
it's not an item, but I was thinking if you didn't have the pass, I was wondering if it was like an item. Give him saying
That'd be nice.
it's not.
I mean, yeah, maybe they should have it for like. It would be kind of cool it would be a cool incentive where it's like, hey, you've logged on the last 5 days. You have 5 days worth of energy here if you just subscribe for this $5 thing, and then you'll get it one a day after that. Maybe not do it like infinite scaling, but it could
Yeah,
definitely be a way to make people want to spend $5 to get some energy.
do it 30 times, right? Let them save up to 30, and then they would get 1 month's worth of value instantly. Although that still kind of messes up the value because you'd get the 30 from before and the next 30. So I guess there's
Yeah,
no good way to make it not cheesable.
yeah. I would say like just like one, it's currently at 0. So if they did it like even 5, I think 5 is like fun. 'Cause if you think about how much 5 days worth, that's that's like 600 stamina or something just for dropping $5. Oh, pretty good. Some people would be that gladly drop $5 for 600 stamina.
Well,
Plus,
right
then
now,
that's not to mention that you're gonna win more.
if you drop $5, you're going to get that for 30 days.
Yep. And so you're even getting it more.
So it's
It is
permanent right
always nice to
now.
get something slightly more upfront, though. Like when you spend $5, you want to see a return, like immediately. Not like people like seeing like, oh, I can't believe I'm going to get all these things over the next 30 days. But everyone wants something's like, hey, in case I miss a couple days or like I stop playing, like what do I get today, right now? You
Yeah,
know?
I think it single-handedly made the passport a must-have, right? I think it's just a mainstay. If you play this game more than 30 hours a month, you need to buy the battle pass. You're wasting effective value. Like there's no way you can't go to work for half an hour and make your $5 and spend it on the game once a month. Just go to work for half an hour or half an hour extra,
Yeah.
or go pick bottles. Do whatever you got to do, man. Get it.
I don't know if it's the exact. I still wish they would do something more with the tact point system in the battle pass. Stamina is better probably overall. I don't know. Like I don't want to have to play the game more to get my value out of the battle pass. I kind of like the fast because like the fast speed kind of feels like I have that so I don't need to have it on as much. I would rather have it go more towards like people being able to get some sort of pulls, but I know that's like the big revenue thing. Stamina is an easy thing that everyone can always use and has value.
The weird thing
It's
is
definitely good.
they could make pulls cheaper and it would not change how much people pull. It would probably just increase it.
Oh yeah, I don't want to change the cost of pull. I meant like if you have the battle pass where it's like maybe you get a daily tact point thing, or maybe you get like maybe there's like a third card, right? Like a battle pass card. Like you have the slime card, the metal card, and then a battle pass card or something. And I don't know. Like I kind of wish there was something a little more along that where some people could tact points. I think is the way to go because you can kind of invest it in whatever banner you want also. Instead of having like direct tickets sent to you or something like that. It feels like it's a way you could. It feels like you could expand that system in a way because they already have like the tact point system and then a paid tact point system in a way with the metal cards. So it feels like
Mm-hmm.
they could expand that also to be kind of move the metal cards into a battle pass type thing. I don't know. Like I'm not a dev, but I think that would be a more fun direction for it to go for people. Stamina is really, really, really good, and I'm happy to I got it, but I don't know, it's not super exciting, even if it is value, if that makes sense.
I don't know how much are each of them? Is it 260s?
Or the what?
The new missions stamina reward?
I think it's 60 each. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so 120 a day. So that's 3,000 plus stamina a month. Serious.
Yeah.
3,000 stamina. I mean, if you ran that during a non-event just on farming irises, would farm you 3 irises.
Yeah, it's disgusting value. Like it's like the actual value of it of the battle pass has just gone up significantly.
So you gave me an idea. So we have a passport, but we do not have a battle pass. I know you like to call it a battle pass, but it's not.
Yeah.
And
It's a
why
battle
don't we,
passport.
why don't we have a battle pass? Why don't you want upfront
Yeah.
value? Give people a little like monthly like little level tracker thingy, right? And then when they see it go up and they see all those rewards, give them the free ones like every game, right? Like Fortnite. My son is addicted to this freaking battle pass system in all the games. So every like third one is something free and then all these really good value things. And after they fill it up all the way, they're really tempted to go, "Man, I think I need to buy this like $10, $15 battle pass so I get all this
Hmm.
stuff at once."
Yes, I would love an actual battle pass. The passport's cool and it's like a monthly thing, but like imagine if they just moved the passport into more of a battle pass thing instead of adding another thing to potentially buy. But like we go into the quest, we have daily, weekly, feats, event. How hard could it possibly be to add battle pass quests? Where that's how you get experience. You do these stupid, because you probably won't get experience from everything you do. Like Fortnite and stuff, they have like quests, like daily quests you do, or maybe add the daily quests will all have like a little bit of EXP attached to it that goes straight to the battle pass. And then over the course of, I don't know, every month, maybe every 3 months is a little bit realistic. Like you try to get up to level 100 and you get like this pull. And here's the thing, they could even make it seem valuable without really making it incredibly valuable, because they could just put in a lot of SP scout vouchers, right? Like things that people want, just generic polls in general, but like it won't decrease the amount of people pulling on banners. So have like some banner units and then supplement it with SP polls to make it look more appealing. And then like maybe at level 100 you have like, I don't know, maybe you have like more orbs and stuff on the way, or maybe like a guarantee, maybe like an S meeting ticket or something like in the max level, something crazy.
You're crazy. No, that's way too much value. But
We'll make it $20. I don't know.
well, an
And
S meeting ticket, dude, is like a five to
yeah,
$700 value.
I know, but the point would be is
Do you
like
know?
if people are the thing about battle passes, the reason they're so popular is because most people, I mean, a lot of people do, but like a lot of people don't extract their value. It's like a gym membership. You buy it and you intend to go, and then you just stop going, and you get like half the value of what you spent on it. Um, so like it's possible. I mean, maybe not an S meeting ticket. Maybe like a guaranteed S poll. Maybe it's like, hey, here's a poll, and you'll get a random S from the generic banner or something like that, or
That
maybe.
seems a little more realistic. But yeah, and the other thing is you can add gold along the way, and you can do rank up
Mhm.
mats and all kinds of shenanigans.
They already had stupid silver EXP ups as login rewards, or C typeless C books as login rewards. Like they might just throw that into a battle pass. I don't know.
Yes.
That would it'd just be a great way to go, honestly. Like I don't know if everyone agrees, they have a little bit of a negative connotation with the genres that they're in. Like kids play battle royales and battle royales at battle passes and things like that. But like I think it's truly a great direction to go. And monetization, it's one of the best monetization models that's come up
Hmm.
from this kind of free to play stuff, because you get the value, like you get more than you put into it as long as you put in the work, right? It's a great way to incentivize people to play and get huge value.
Exactly. And I think over half the people who watch this podcast would buy it, right? So it's just like one of those
Mhm.
things where it would just immediately print the money. The player base at large like is going to buy it. It's a great idea.
I'm
All
gonna
right,
I'm gonna I'm gonna message Malcolm right now.
do it.
Uh, would you guys ever consider adding a battle pass?
All
I'll
right.
just start with the short question.
Now we got story hard. We talked a decent amount about regular normal story. Normal story has 8 new units, right? I don't know
Yeah,
them off the top of my head. I haven't
I
even really
there's a
played.
new A unit. I think it's like some serpent thing. They're actually hard as
Yes,
fuck to grind, and
the yellow
I've only
boreal.
got one of them.
Jax didn't even get one.
Yeah, I only got one of the units, and I'm not gonna spend any more stamina on it during a tome event. So I'll go back and get them when there's not a campaign event or some sort of event going on that I really want.
Yeah, I'm not that
But
worried about him right now. Like I said, I'm not even that worried about CP anymore because I've seen the light at the end of the tunnel, and it really is. I'm never going to be able to crest like 36. I think was my highest I ever hit. I'll never crest that without spending another $1,000. And it's like, do I really want to do that? What does that give me in life? It doesn't give me anything. So
yeah,
I can continue to enjoy playing the game and just playing it the way that I want without feeling like I have to grind every CP.
one of my biggest one of the things about video games that is the most dangerous thing to ever ask. And sometimes it's good to ask it, but sometimes you just gotta. If you're ever playing a game and you ask why am I doing this, like it's already over, man. Like it's done. Like if you're playing World of Warcraft, you're like, why am I running this dungeon to get new gear to do a harder dungeon? Like it's like yeah, you're that's called playing. That's playing that part of the game. So when you start asking why, it's like that's the beginning of the end. Now this is different. This is obviously from a financial standpoint as well, right? If it costs $0, and or someone gave you an influx of $2,000 to only put into this game because they're your
Yes.
sugar daddy, like that's a totally different thing. But yeah, I just notice a lot of times when people are start asking why, like why am I grinding this thing for CP, but why do I want CP? Okay, because because really this is all frivolous waste of time. At the end of it, it's entertainment. You have to get. If you're not getting your entertainment value out of it, then what are you getting out of it?
Well, some
Hopefully, you're
things
not
are
getting a
for
sense of
entertainment.
worth.
Right. Well, that's the problem is the leaderboard kind of steers people to get an internal sense of worth. Like that's really all it is. And whether people want to admit it or not, like it is a psychological leech where you use, dopamine and serotonin levels, where we see the levels go up, it feels really good. When we see our ranking go up, it makes us feel good. Why? Because, you and me talked about, we both kind of like the Peterson stuff about the hierarchies. Like at some really fundamental level, humans value hierarchies and climbing them, and that's one of the ways we've survived as a species and socialized ourselves. So when you have the opportunity to improve your standing in a hierarchy, it becomes very addictive. And once you realize that what it takes to actually do whatever it is you want to do, like I thought it'd be cool to get in top 20, but now I realize to get in top 20, I'd have to spend another $2,000 and continue grinding as hard as I do, which is as hard as anybody grinds, really.
Hmm.
Um, and then I say, oh wait, is $2,000 worth me just getting in top 20 for a little bit? Because like it wouldn't be sustainable. I'd have to continue spending that kind of money. And the answer is strictly no, absolutely not. I would much rather spend that $2,000 on a family vacation or something like that. And
Exactly.
I do enjoy playing the game, and I think this will actually help me enjoy the game more because since I've been farming with especially the story farm and everything, it just felt like all I was doing was clicking a button in hopes of getting enough CP to move up one spot on the leaderboard.
Hmm. And when you take the I chased CP a little bit. Like I wanted to get top 100, and now I'm like I don't even care if I fall to like top 2,000. Like it doesn't really matter to me. I do care about arena leaderboard. Like that's totally
Mm-hmm.
different in my mind because it's just you have to play the game to do it in a different way. You do have to
Yeah.
spend money and stuff. So, but it just I don't know. There's definitely if there were two players, all things equal, or but one is higher. One's number one on arena and one's number one on CP. It's like people will think the arena player is like, oh, they're the best. People won't necessarily think the CP player is the best unless it's the same person, of course. But there's a people will assume a higher skill level,
Yes.
especially if they're not the highest CP, right? Like they're showing that they're or
Well,
they've
once
more
again,
wisely
account
allocated the
CP
resources.
has really nothing to do with how good your one team is.
True. Oh, Kage already got all the new units, of course. But that's like
Because
Kage's thing.
I had a player when I was in 60th who was like two spots ahead of me, and I have no idea where they are now, but they're not ahead of me. Um, and they had one of those accounts where if you look in the top 20, they have like 4 hearts on everything. But this person did not grind anything. This
Mm.
person only spent like $5,000 on the game and then kind of either left the game alone or just plays with those units and doesn't care about grinding all these units that suck.
It will be interesting to see if these people that have these like they're just like not in the top 100, right? Because their account CP is crap, but
Mm-hmm.
like suddenly they're just like destroying arena because they have four fully awakened boss units or whatever, or like they have a team of fully awakened monsters. Um, but it's like, oh yeah, no, they don't have half the units in the game. They don't know what a tiger cub is, you know.
Yeah. And it's possible that could happen. So I don't want people to get too tied to account CP because everyone in that top 20 account CP, they have spent money, sure, and they have a lot of awakenings, but they also have an incredible amount of grinding they put into the game. So it's their overall account CP. Your S's alone are not even half of that CP.
Yeah, yeah, I'd be surprised, especially because you take into 150 units. I mean, it's crazy to think that there are going to be more S units than like D units and F units and like C units all combined because they're just the rate that they're added. I mean, maybe they'll add more C units, but it's like we get like 2 C units in the time that we get like 6 S units, right? So eventually S units are going to be the most common in terms of how numerous they are, not in terms of how hard they are to get, but
That is true.
so eventually it will be the biggest factor for sure. But
And the last point I want to make about spending money and stuff is, we're expecting to get 100 pulls for the 6-month anniversary. I really hope that stays true. But if we get this banner at all, right?
yeah, the banner's huge. It's a great banner.
Anything I hit on this banner, for the most part, I'm going to be ecstatic to get. And if I get any of these units who I didn't pull on, right? I never pull for uh, Elena, or I never pull for Kirill, or I never pull for, who's the guy from today, Dragger?
Yeah, Dragger, I haven't pulled on him at all. I didn't even use tack points. I'm using tack points to try to get more Zomas and no luck.
I pulled 10 because I just wanted the unicorn really bad because it's adorable. And I also love unicorns because they're just like, horses are kind of like, in real life, if we're not talking fantasy, horses are one of the most badass, strong, tough animals. And then if you put a sword on its head, that's a unicorn.
I don't like horses, but I will acknowledge that they are scary, strong monsters.
Yep.
I'm more
So
scared of horses than anything.
true, yeah, and you should be, you know what I mean. And if we mounted a saber onto its head, it would be even more terrifying. So when my girls love unicorns and they like the ones that are kind of like glittery and all that stuff, but I'll play unicorns with them and I murder all of the other animals with the unicorn. They're like, "Roar!" and they're like, "What are you doing? That's not how unicorns play." I was like, "You don't know what a horse would really do with that horn," and I'm telling you, it would
Bro,
murder all the other animals.
it has one goal. The horn would only be evolved. It wouldn't be evolved for sexual pleasure. All right, it's not evolved for. It's evolved to kill shit. It's
Yes.
evolved to poke eyes out.
What do rhinos do with their horns? What do elephants do with their tusks? Right? What do boars do with their tusks? They're for fighting. All right. So my 6-year-old twins, they don't understand. But by time they're a bit older, I'm going to have them understand the true badassery of unicorns. So I tried pulling for unicorn and I didn't get them, sadly. But
Make sure they know it's like a tooth that grows through their skull. You know, just like a one of those sword tooth fish or whatever. You can
well,
make up whatever you want. They're not real, so
well,
just
some
make up some
boars.
biology.
Yeah, so some boars have top teeth that instead of growing down, the top teeth actually grow up, and they get so long that they'll circle in and impale their own skull. Isn't that dope?
I mean, I don't know. I was gonna say it's metal as fuck, but also it's like, what the, what the art? I'm an atheist, all right. I'm just gonna say that right now. That bore is why I'm an atheist. We're
uh,
bringing religion into this now. No, I'm joking.
Unicorn may suck, but I don't care because it's adorable, and I am a collector. That's one of the reasons why I've wanted all the units and I've wanted the CP, right? Because CP does reflect in a large way collecting, and if you have all the units, you're gonna have a good amount of CP. And in Pokemon, I always wanted to catch all the little damn Pokemon. You know what I mean? But then you had to buy the other game, and I said, nope, that's where I draw the line.
That's right. I would never spend money to collect creatures.
And now look where I am. How the turntables.
I I want to collect everything. It's really one. It's gone from my primary goal to my primary dream. I'm not gonna even attempt it. Now my goal, like as gotchas get older, you have to accept you're either gonna be broke or you're gonna invest an insane amount of money or you're just gonna find a new goal. You know,
Well,
like when the game came out, it wasn't that hard to get all the units. I've had all the units at one point, or at least almost. I guess I was missing one banner unit, but now it's like now arena is still like within reach. As long as you concentrate your spending onto very few units, you could be super competitive in arena. And when you're super competitive in arena, you get all the free shit there. and it can kind of feed into itself here. But
It just snowball a little bit. And I want to bring up that in Dragon Ball Legends, which I talk about way too much, all right, they have just a fantastic monetization system. They have a fantastic way of they increased their rates after 6 months. So they did like 6 months of like 3%, and then they went to 5%, and then at the year they went to 7%, and like the 7% has stayed, right? But what they've done is they've changed a lot of banners to have guaranteed after like X amount of pulls and stuff, you know what I mean? And they've done these tiered banners where it's like you pull on the same banner for different amounts. So it'll be like 100 crystals, 500, 1,000, and then multiple 1,000s. And if you hit the fifth one, you get guaranteed banner unit. Like, and they'll have 3 banner units, so you can't get like, you know what I mean, just the one. But and then they release a ton of units, just like this game does. You know what I mean? This game releases a lot of units quickly. And the thing that I love about that game is, as a budget player, like I've literally only spent like $100 on that game ever, and I played for 2 years, and I have almost every unit in the game, because at some point they start releasing them freer, more freely, and they give out more tickets and all of these different resources as the game expands. So as long as a game doesn't die, you're almost guaranteed at some point, maybe it's 1 or 2 years into the game, to have like one copy of almost every unit.
yeah, I mean, there's no possible way a year from now that the SP voucher will look remotely the same as it does now, right? I can't imagine it'd be applicable. Like, people won't pull if 75% of the S units they get are a rainbow medal instead, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even if they want a new unit, they're like, I can't if 75% of the S ranks, which are already 3% of my pulls ever. So like the game, Chase has talked about it lots of times. He's been one of the more vocal about it. How it's like, as the game gets older, they just add more and more and more units, and as such, units that are older and power crept or not as useful or whatever, just older units will get moved into maybe SP vouchers. Rates will go up for these things, or they'll give out more tickets for this. They'll increase, the pity timers will get better. Like, they're just, that's not saying the game's going to get more free to play friendly necessarily, because there's going to be always new expensive things pushing the
Yes.
spenders and the spenders to be on the cutting edge. But a lot of the things now that are cutting edge, won't be and will be available to everyone down the line. Like
Exactly.
Dragon Lord will event. I bet a year from now, if I never pull on Dragon Lord's specific banner, like, I'll have a Dragon Lord at some point. I don't know how.
Exactly. And that's how the game works. So basically, everyone at the 1 year anniversary, like maybe right after it, will have all the units in the game right now. Even if you're
Mm-hmm.
free to play, if you just play, like you do, log in, do your dailies and stuff, and stay up with the game, you'll have all the units, all 155 or whatever we have right now. Um,
Which is why I love that Metal Dragon might be meta in like a specific team, because everyone's gonna have him Awaken 5 eventually,
mhm.
or not Awaken, yeah, Awaken 5. I hope they don't add more Awakenings. I hope they just continue with the ranks and the levels. I would rather have them increase the skill cap somehow.
I
Although I
don't
don't want to
think
go down the
they'll
point.
increase awakenings the way, like
The skill
Dragon
tree would be
Ball
the other. It
did.
would be the way they did that, right?
Dragon Ball did a skill tree, and then after the skill tree got kind of old, and everybody was kind of, because they did tiers of a skill tree too. They started off with like 3 levels of a skill tree, like 3 different trees, and then eventually got to 7 trees, and then they kind of stopped at 7 trees, and then they did this other thing where they went from, instead of getting to Awakening 5, it'd be Awakening 10, but you get Awakening 10 in the same number of pulls you got Awakening 5. It just changed the way things looked.
Okay, that'd be interesting. I don't know how they do it, but we already know that they could do different ways of awakening, right? Because apparently the stupid S rank, in the, not stupid, but the arena S rank, like, he only needs 10 of these crystals to get fully awakened, which is not like any other unit in the game, right?
It's
He
true,
doesn't need
and
40 like the free units. He doesn't need 5 like the paid units.
I'm really disappointed to find that out. I didn't realize that. I thought we could get him in 5. Getting 10 of him is going to take a long, long time.
Yeah, it's 10,000 arena, and I don't know how the arena medals work yet. I've even played, arena decent amount. Like, do you get you I know you get them when you go up a rank. Do you also get them every match you do? Like 10, 15
Yes,
every match? So that you get the matches at, like, I think you get 15 if you win, right? Because I think the last time I did it, I got 15 for winning, and then you're getting like 10 to 20 when you rank up, and then if you're able to get in like the top 1,000, I'm hopefully going to top 100, you'll get like an extra 500 at the end of a week or something like that. Even then, like, if you're a really top arena player and you're top 100, which is a really really high up arena, and I really want top 50, so because I want the gold trophy at least once. But what it's gonna take months to get that guy
And I got to
fully
double
awakened.
check the JP costs, but I feel like they made him cheaper. Um, but is he still 2,000 for the original buy?
He's 2,000 for the buy and then 800 to pop
And then
afterwards.
800
So
for the other 9. Okay.
he's a total of 10,000.
Okay. And so yeah. So I think they said he cost 10,000, but I thought it was 5 $2,000 pulls, which I guess is the same, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good things in that shop that I want, but I'm probably gonna just awaken that guy first because he's a free S unit, and it would be my first and only awakened 5S unit if I could do it in the next 3 months.
He'd be
You
so
know,
good in arena, wouldn't he?
I mean, I looked at his abilities. He seemed like he was kind of busted. He seemed really good. Like not like maybe the best unit in the game level, but like he's better than all the SP. He's better than like the generic S unit. I would say he's like in an upper echelon of
Right,
S units,
which is great. And
and he's 50 weight, right? He's not a riddle.
he's not a riddle. And what family is he? Dragon?
He's dragon. So dragons kind of need like they have the worst, I think, still in terms of master ranks.
That's true, but it won't make as big of a difference if he's as good as you say.
I'll have to like I didn't look at his max stats. Oh, I did look at his max stats, but I didn't bother commenting on him because I haven't been familiar enough with level 110s yet to know if because his stats are all going to look really high compared to what I'm used to seeing. So I'm
That's
not
very true.
entirely sure.
It's really just about his like percentage on his attacks and stuff. And
I'm gonna take a look at him right now while we talk.
so story chapters 1 and 2, right, were harder than I thought. I know they're called hard, but I was not actually expecting. I had put in a team to get leveled, and normally in the game, right, if you have a
Hmm.
2,000 CP cushion on autoplay, you can beat the level. Do you think that's pretty true in
Yep.
story, right?
Oh yeah. For sure.
And I do that with like even with the hell missions, like they're rated at like 18. If you put a 20,000 CP team in there, you can auto it. I
Yeah.
lost on my first auto on the very first level with
Yeah.
a 2,000 CP buffer.
I used my arena team, so I didn't lose any of my auto fights, but because I was like I think I tried once to use my leveling team and it died and I was like okay I'm not gonna waste the stamina, let's just clear it and get it done. I'll level my guys in different content. But yeah, I will say it was hard, but not nearly as hard as the chapter 18 final two fights, like all of hard mode, in my opinion. But
Right, which is probably true, but I haven't done it yet. And
yeah,
people are saying it's like an EX fight, an EX
it
boss
is.
fight.
I was like, this is an EX fight. It's an EX fight that costs stamina, so fuck you, game. And like, there's times that, like I'm so against stamina for hard boss fights because it kind of ruins the fun of the boss fight because you're just encouraged to try to brute force it as hard as you can instead of trying to come up with clever, fun ways. I think to do it. Like I don't even want to make a video on it about free to play teams because the amount of stamina and energy and attempts I have to put into it just isn't worth it when I have to spend gems to do these and I'm not getting anything out of it, right? So I'm always salty about like it was a fun fight. The only thing I don't like about it is that it costs stamina and it has to cost stamina because it's in a story and you get great experience. But still I'm
Yeah,
salty about it.
it's difficult because like you want the story at some point to get hard. Um, you
Hmm.
don't want to be autoing everything. That's one of the things I complained about before is that I was able to auto everything, and I never really learned what things were doing and stuff. One of the reasons I do so much of my content with other players is because I don't use units manually enough to have good opinions on them.
That's why I like the battle roads being hard or the troll battle road not being able to be autoed, right? And the battle roads 8, like either unautoable or at least you have to get way stronger and resource intensive to auto it. And even then it seems like
Hmm.
it's for some of them it's not going to be possible. I love that because there's zero, you have to use quote unquote bad units. This is a perfect opportunity to use a bunch of these like like bad scrolls. Like maybe you're gonna like I don't know what, but I have like 100 scrolls. I don't even know what the hell I have at this point. So that's like a really fun way to play the game. Um, so I know I want story to be hard, but I don't know. I wish it was like first clear, zero stamina, and then if you want to farm the level, then it costs stamina. Like I don't think it would be that hard to implement. But
I think that's foolish. I think you just need to get better and appreciate how difficult it is. Like maybe
yep,
it makes it so that instead of us being lazy like we are and playing it a couple times, because we're used to it costing 0 for these fights and learning what happens, that we're going to have to look deep into their stats, deep into our resistances. We're gonna have to like learn what the player does from other people's content if you don't want to waste your thing, which
yeah,
sucks because you're a content creator. And this is one of the reasons why I've said I don't like making guides because they take a lot of resources. Well, now you're adding another resource to what it takes.
yeah, and it's like hefty too. Like I didn't beat the fight yet without reviving. I was like, you know what? I beat it. That'll be fine. The main issue with the fight is that you need Zam and you need Zap resistance and you need good Zam users, and there's really not that many. Like Bone Baron is like an MVP in that fight. He's like the best unit in the game almost at that fight for what in my whole roster.
White
It's
Knight.
because it just there's just no Bone Baron. Oh yeah, White Knight. Mine's only S4, so I don't. He's may not quite be there yet, but the thing is, he also like gets one shot. Bone Baron had great movement and agility, so he can get out of the way of the danger. Because you'll see the fight. You start surrounded. I'm not saying it's impossible or anything, but it's like there's not a good unit selection for this fight as well. We don't have any tanks that can absorb zap damage, right? That's one of the big issues with this kind of stuff. You can't just throw something down to absorb
Yeah,
this
what's
huge
Dragon
damage
Lord
output.
look like against that, and what's Troll look like?
I don't have Dragon Lord. Troll's fine, but I have 0 dupes and it's S4, and he just like he can't do damage. He actually did 0 damage with his Dark Spike at like +6.
Great Troll
So
does does good damage.
mine did literally 0. I mean,
I
he
mean, maybe
actually
these
hit for
guys are
0.
just that strong, right? But
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
He had like 500 defense or something like that. And again, my troll is 0 dupes, S4. So
yeah. Mine's two
his
dupes
attacks is way low.
S4. He just has good percentages. I don't like I said, I don't know exactly how effective it is. Like I haven't even wait, mine 180%. So yeah, it's this 250 that does the really nice
This unit would be
damage.
really good if mine had more. I think if I just had higher stats, mine would just be good.
Right.
I
Well,
don't
like
have Dragon Lord true
Jax
form.
has him at level 100. Um, but yeah, I'm looking for other options because I only have a single awakened Bone Baron, I think. So, what do we have here? He is half resistant to Zap, so it looks like he's pretty useful in this fight if you have a Dragon Lord.
Yeah, the whoosh zap are both good. Those are the ones that are the big hitters, are whoosh and zap. So Dragon Lord true form might make this fight trivial even. Who knows? Um,
I doubt that, but hey, look at your boy Wordle over here. He's got a nice little Zam attack. What does
but
he do?
he has a
I
Zam
taught him.
attack.
No, I taught him Dart Blow.
Yeah, he has lightning, but he doesn't have zap resistance.
And he's not Zap resistance. No. Yeah,
Unfortunately,
that's
there's no
interesting.
tank that's good in it. And like so, one of the issues is I was using Zoma in this fight, and I could not find a way, no matter what I did, to prevent Zoma from being one shot, like in the on turn 2 or something. So I would have had to waste one of my damage dealer slots as like on a Leary lout just to keep him alive for one turn, maybe a Stone Golem just to keep him alive for maybe one turn because the guy hits really hard.
He's weak.
Um,
Yeah.
so it's like it's I think it's a really fun fight and it's a cool fight. I wish it was 0 stam or that we just had more obvious good units in the fight.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's perfect from what you're telling me. This is exactly what I wanted from the final story like level, because I don't want things too easy. I want things for people to work towards. The reward is fantastic, right? A
It's true.
$30
I would
orb.
say
Like, could it be
that
much better?
with that, if they gave 0 stamina, they would have to take the reward away, and that is not worth it for me because you have
Yes.
to have like yeah, the reward is so good that that's why it's worth it. And the worst case scenario is even if it's really hard, most people are going to be able to use a revive and get through it without much difficulty. If you just focus all your stuff on killing all the ads, and maybe you get a little bit of damage, and you could revive and finish the guy off. And 50 gems is a small price to pay for what you're getting for the first clear.
Absolutely. All right. So, let's keep going. We talked a lot about Arena. I don't want to talk any more about Arena this week because next week we're going to really understand Arena.
Yeah,
And we're going to
we're not even
have
24 hours in yet.
right, yeah, yeah. I only played for like 15 minutes today, so I'm really excited. But I needed to farm this tome event. I was so psyched when I heard about the tome event. I think Alti told me, and I was like, "Geez, I'm pouring everything into it." I put my freaking 24 herbs, which I know is nothing compared to most people, and then all of my stamina into it. But I did get Zoma to his two attacks are like plus 10, plus 8 now, which is much, much better than they were. They were like plus 6, plus 4.
Let me take a look. I do have the new S unit, the free one, pulled up. If you want to talk about his stats really quick, or we can.
Why don't you talk about the stats? I'm gonna run to the restroom, but I can still hear you, so everything you say, I will understand.
All right. Okay. First, I don't know if when I'm looking at this in the shop, if I look at max stats, if this is counting awakenings or not. Um, it looks like it is accounting awakenings, but it's probably not accounting for family bonuses or anything like that, right? Because it doesn't know what. I'm sure it's assuming 0 there. So this guy's name is Halberd Saurus. He has not at level 110. It says max, so I assume it's level 110. S6. HP 916 flat, which is pretty darn good. That's not like the highest in the game, but it is still very high, much higher than most units. 426 attack. That's very, again, it's hard. This is 110, so everything's gonna look a bit higher than what we're used to, but this still seems really good, even given that this is higher than what we're used to, with the extra 10 levels. 426 attack, 469 defense. So 916 HP with 469 defense feels like a very good defensive unit. 331 agility, so he's pretty fast as well. 331 is one of the faster units probably. Here's what I actually really like about it: 198 wisdom. This guy is not wasting any fucking points in wisdom. I mean, he's wasting 198, I suppose, right? But like, it's really annoying when you see a unit that has like 400 attack and like, like a really bad stat that's important, and then a really good stat that's not important. And he's like, nope, 198 wisdom. He ain't gonna do shit. He has a movement of 3. I think it's not base. I think that's an awakening 1. The stat screen is showing movement 3, and then awakening 1 is movement plus 1. I assume that does not make it movement 4 at awakening 1. I assume it is 2 and it moves up to 3. So his stats are pretty good. His abilities here are Blade Breaker. So these are all going to be rank 1 plus 0 abilities. 195% physical potency to damage one enemy, and occasionally greatly lowers attack for 3 turns. So that's going to be a double down buff on a 195% base physical potency typeless. That's pretty powerful overall. Just that's his bad ability, right? That's his first ability, the one that's not a signature. Then he has rolling attack. This one's probably going to be not used as much. It's hard to say. I don't know. Rolling attack is really good. Like Killing Machine has it, Boreal Serpent has it. It's very, very good. But it has its uses. Especially, it's going to be less good on a 3 movement than a 4 movement unit, and he has less attack than Boreal Serpent. But he's way fucking tankier, and he has really high attack. And then the last one is actually interesting. I don't
Hold
know
up.
how much damage it's going to do. Sorry.
You got to say the percentage of the rolling attack.
Sorry, it deals 175% physical potency, and I think it goes up by 9% a level. I think
Okay.
the 195 goes up 13% a level, 13, 12, something like that. And I think the rolling attack, I have plus 10 rolling attack on my Serpent, so I could say exactly what it'll be. It's like 245, something like that, maybe a little bit higher.
Okay, because I don't know how much you know about Great Troll, but he has his is not called rolling attack, but his version of rolling attack is like a
Yeah,
220 or something starting.
it's called spinning something. I don't know. He has
Spinning
two. He
wheel.
has like he has 2 AOE ones, and they are really good. I don't know if he has quite the base stats to. Mine doesn't have the base stats to make it impressive. Um, and again, that ability is like, again, it's really good. It's that ability specifically is a little bit worse on a 2 movement unit than I think a 4 movement unit, because you can't really get behind them in position to hit multiple units nearly as easily.
Of course.
But that doesn't take away from the percent of how powerful that is. This final attack here is one I have no idea if it's fantastic or if it's terrible. But it looks like this is going to be the free-to-play player's Dragonlord True Form. It is Sizz, not Frizz. Deals major Sizz type breath damage to all enemies in an area of effect. And I think this is the same as the Scorch Fire Breath, whatever that Dragonlord True Form has. And it's the same as like Ultra Stomp. It's the 1 square ahead and then 3x2 beyond that.
Yep.
So it's
Hit
a
7
huge
squares.
range.
Yep.
It's a huge range. It says major Sizz. Obviously, this is on an S unit, so he's going to be level 110. Major breath attack is going to be more powerful on him than anything. His perks are going to increase the potency by let's see, how much is it? Like 20%. I have something in my throat. Take a look. 5, 10. It looks like 12% extra potency on that from Awakenings. But also he has like a huge attack, right? Having 916 HP, 469 defense, and 426 attack, like that's some shit. And 331 agility. Like he's not bad at anything
What's
besides
his
wisdom. And
leadership perk?
good question. I have no idea. Um, Dragon physical potency by 20%. So that's pretty huge. That's double
I,
Boreal Serpents.
I think it's mediocre. But that's
I
because I
think
think
I,
Boreal Serpent's leader ability is garbage. But
I think it's I mean obviously it depends on the team. Needs Dragon physical. If you're in the right kind of setup, like in an arena match where you're going up, where your guys start in range of each other, and you don't have to waste a turn kind of closing the gap, like I had one time. Having this extra 20% on Boreal Serpent could easily be the difference between wiping everything out. Especially like right now, the Serpent's doing really, really good damage. And we have a 30% damage downgrade across the board right now. Which is super important to remember when you're doing arena.
Mhm.
Everything's gonna hit 30% harder than it is right now. At least not all the time, but whenever they decide to do that. Um, and so an extra 10% potency on top of that, and this guy hits hard. Um, I think there's definitely some potential there. And Helichopper on Green Dragon isn't a slouch either. It's pretty good. And Royal Reptile, he's a dragon, right?
Yep.
I mean, he hits pretty hard. So I mean, I don't know. I think it's a pretty good leadership ability. I would probably pick that over the 20% right defense of Royal Reptile most of the time.
The 30% defense.
Is it 30%? I mean, okay, that is pretty good. But again, it doesn't do anything against Zoma,
It's not the
which is super
purpose of
common right now.
arena anyway. Is like
Yeah.
defense, but yes. So the reason I don't like the leadership ability is because it just doesn't really match his kit very well, and it doesn't match the kit that I would use him for. I also
Like in
don't
a
have
breath
Boreal, so having Boreal is really a big deal. And especially if you have a max Boreal, then all of a sudden this leadership ability becomes much better. But it's not good because the leadership ability is good. It's good because Boreal is so good. Um,
Yeah.
yes, of course you're going to use Breath. I just think him and Dragon Lord can basically fry an entire team. One's hitting Sizz, one's hitting Frizz, right?
Yeah. If you're going for like theme, I know theme teams aren't really a thing in arena. For the most part, it's mostly just going with power levels. But if you're kind of like me and in like Magic the Gathering, you like making tribal decks. Like I like making an elf deck. I like making a goblin deck. And this like I want to make like a dragon team. Where I'm not using the strongest units, where I'm using a leadership ability to its max. This unit's going to be good in every dragon team because there's two main ways I feel like a full dragon team can go, and that is with the physical damage with Boreal Serpent and Royal Reptile and this guy potentially because he has a rolling attack and he has some good physical, or you just completely go the opposite direction and go only breath, right, with like a great dragon leadership ability and use an Inferno and this guy's breath, and things like that. And there's actually another Inferno not on Green Dragon too, and Inferno's hitting fucking hard right now in arena at level 90. My Green Dragon's still hitting for multiple hundred, you know, on units, and while having 1,050 HP, and he can use it like 4 times in combat. Green Dragon is like super good in arena right now. He's not like the fastest unit, of course. So if you're trying to go for super fast clears, he might not be it, but he could definitely help you get some wins.
Right. Well, I feel like you have to put agility on him, and he is a great bait tank, right? He goes out there, he's hard to kill for the most part, and he can do a decent amount of damage, especially when you get him to level 100. I think I haven't seen him at level 100, but I'm assuming he does really well with that stuff. But back to the topic at hand, I'm not a big fan of tribal. I know that's something that people do for fun, play the game how you want to play. But when we're talking about evaluating a leadership perk, I evaluate it based on how good it is with what units, and a dragon team is never really going to be meta. But you don't need a breath team for him and Dragon Lord True Form to wipe out almost an entire team, right? They both can walk out there 3 steps because they both have 3 movement for the first couple turns because of course the one awakening gives him 3 movement, and then they're just going to flame almost the entire team for half their health or more without any additional buffs.
And I don't know how I've never seen Dragon Lord True Form because I just don't have one. But
He has
how
one of the
tanky
highest
is he?
HPs in the game.
Man, that unit's busted. Oh my god. That unit sounds broken. Like every time I've seen Dragon Lord True Form, it's like, oh, this is one of the better units in the game. It's just uh, like Dragon Lord is good, but it's like, is it great? Probably not. But Dragon Lord True Form, I've never seen anyone say anything bad about it, and every time I see it, I'm kind of scared of it for sure.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
thought he was bad because he was the first EX fight.
True Form, Zoma, Sorrow, Istark, like those are the first 6 months big units, like the must-haves or whatever. Um, so if we go here, you can see with my weapon he has the stats, but he has more than 800 HP if you get him fully awakened. He has like 80 something. Like I'm not even positive.
What and that is he S6?
No.
I can't see on your screen. Okay, so he'll have even more HP than that.
Yeah, and that's just at level 100, I think. Although now that I think about it, Meow's spreadsheet, I don't remember if that's 100 or 110. But I just remember looking at Meow's spreadsheet, seeing that he had over 800, and I was like, that's kind of crazy tanky because obviously he does the breath damage. When he's level 110, he's going to get a huge power spike because his breath will actually get much more powerful because of the way that breath works, right?
Yeah, same with the free S unit. This is a free S unit, by the way. You don't need to pull on it. You're guaranteed to get it over time.
And I
And
like that
I don't
Dragon
know.
Blue True Form and him both aren't dragons, so you can more easily use resources to get both of them to 110.
Yeah, for sure. And again, this guy has again at level 110, 916 HP baseline. That's with no 5% increase or whatever you're gonna have from the family tree. That's with no equipment and 469 defense and 426 attack. Like he does everything and a 331 agility. Like he does all the things, you know?
He's fantastic. I love
Yeah,
Angry Barney.
I think he might be one of the better units in the game, honestly, right now. It depends. Like, I think his real strength is that he doesn't have any weakness, you know, and he's good at, and you know, he's got the breath attack for good range and good damage. He's got great physical attack. If for some reason you're going up against something with low defense and your attack is enough to overpower that with, you know, the formula or whatever.
Hmm.
And he can even like he could just face tank like easily, and he even when he face tanks, he could lower the attack of things. This unit might be really good against like the Starks or whatever. I don't even know what I'm talking about, but like these future, it's Pissarro or a Stark. One of them's like a big physical user. I know for a physical team, being able to lower their attack by 30+% could be like really good.
I love when you talk about future units that you don't know what you're talking about because it's just hilarious for the rest of us. But it's okay. They're
No
both
one
physical
knows.
units,
Veggie doesn't
but
know.
no one knows. All right, so let's go ahead and look at the mini metal shop and see what we can get. I know you've already took a gander, but
Yeah,
I
I'm
heard you
excited. The
talk
mini
about
metal shop is
the.
cool.
So for those who are listening audio only, this is a great time. If you made it this far into the podcast, we are going to have by time this comes out probably a Patreon. We made it. It's just they don't trust Platt to not be a Russian spy, so they haven't cleared it yet for public use. But we will have a Patreon for the account, and please come give us $1. We just need $1 from like 10 to 15 people to cover the costs for the for posting the audio only on Spotify and all the other iTunes, Podbean. That's maybe it, just those three, unless anybody asks for anything else.
Yeah, and we'll it'll probably be honestly relatively bare bones at first, like in terms of rewards, because we haven't really talked about it or decided what kind of structure we'd want for like $1 will probably be like thank you for supporting it, not much. But we'll expand on it, if it continues to grow and people like it and we'll see what kind of incentives we could do for people that may want to drop $5 or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
As of right now, I don't know. We haven't talked about it, like I said, but like we'll have at least the $1 option there for people just to say, I've enjoyed listening to the podcast. Here's the dollar to make it more easy for me and other people to listen to the podcast.
Yeah, we could even do it like like 3 days early or something. Like I could hold the podcast off on YouTube for like a couple days and then give it to patrons only for like maybe $5 or something. I don't know. It's
We
something
can
we could
do
all
that.
discuss. This will
One
all be. I was gonna say inside baseball was the last thing I was gonna say. It's all inside baseball. It's not too important to the viewer yet because we don't even know.
Exactly. And one of the things I only worry about, like we can probably get by with 3 days. Like uh things in Dragon Quest Tact move quickly, right? We have 1 week events a
Hmm.
lot. So if we normally record on Tuesdays, but we can't really get videos out until Wednesdays. So by the time you get to Wednesday, depending on how they do the week, right? Sometimes it's Monday, sometimes it's Tuesday, sometimes it's Sunday, right? You get Monday through Wednesday, kind of, is when they'll drop an event for like 1 week or 5 days. So it's hard to get content out and have it be viable.
Yeah, for sure. Dragon, and maybe when we catch up to Japan in 3 months, suddenly it will be more viable for longer periods. But for now, we're gonna have to settle with things going quick. Man, like what? Talk about how big this update was, though, man. This was like this update was so much bigger than even I was expecting. Like I knew there'd be like arena and there'd be new story, but the quality of life things. Like, did you notice how nice it is when you go to change a team? You don't need to turn compare off every single time. It's just off by default now.
Hmm.
That's a big deal, Laliette. You don't sound like that's a big deal. You know how many times I have to wait for like I didn't turn it off, so I have to wait for this stupid screen to pop up. Like I don't need to know their stats. I'm switching these units because I know what I'm doing. And then you can rename teams and copy teams, paste teams. You get teams specifically for arena quality, and you could turn off auto abilities. You can make it so when you're autoing, your character won't use certain abilities now.
That is really cool. I haven't used it yet, but that's one of the cooler things in this. Another one that I like, but they didn't do it the way I wanted them to do it, is ability upgrades. You can skip it.
Yeah, skip.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
in my experience, you have to click it twice, or you have to wait 2 seconds for it to trigger the skip, and it doesn't show you. Like, I wish it would just like Uber flash like it in front of you until it says
Yeah,
success.
bum, 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 bum. Yeah. Instead
But
of
it does
just
not show you the success. It just shows you nothing. Like it says you're done, or it will show you the level up screen, which lets you know that you did indeed level up.
yeah, if it succeeds, it'll say succeeded in X attempts or something like that. But that's all
It doesn't
you
do
get.
that for me. I never see
I
succeed.
Okay. Well, I don't know if it said succeed, but it's like I did it and it just like showed the ability and then it showed the new ability and then it said something after 7 or books or something like that. I don't remember. I've
Oh,
only seen
it
it
probably
once
says
because I
that,
was
but I did not read it.
um but that's still like not it's fine. But also it's weird that like I love that it's there, but I did plus 10 and then you have to hit that skip button really fast or you have to watch the first animation of it
Yes, you
and
do have
then
to
you
watch the
skip the
first
rest of it.
animation, basically. Yeah,
You could
and
you could skip
the
it if you were really fast, but it's like why not just like add the skip button? Why not do 10 and then add skip there? And then yeah, exactly. Show like the guy trying to learn really hard. And then
yeah,
imagine seeing the animation 10 times really fast of just like a bunch of smoke. That'd be fun.
yeah. I think it's great. And the other thing is, I wish we could do more than 10 books. Now that we can skip, why don't we do 50 books? Because when you're
Yep.
doing 9 in like +8 +9, you're looking to use a lot of books.
I can't understand why it's at 10 anyway. There's not a reason, right? They only use books until it succeeds. You only use gold up until when it succeeds. So
Exactly.
just like let me do 50, let me do 100. Why does it matter? And if it succeeds after 2, that's fine. That's okay. Just I don't even get it. Why is it 10?
I don't know. Maybe it's hard to do the refund for a large number like 46, for the refund to keep track of the gold and stuff. But that seems like an easy enough fix, and that's a huge quality of life thing. If I could do 50, because by time you go through, like, let's first of all, I want to make sure that I'm very thankful that you can skip, because it used to take forever. If you had to do 100 books because you're trying to go up like three
Oh,
of the
yeah,
top
it's
levels,
a nightmare.
you would be there for 20 minutes, it felt like. So,
Yeah.
but now
It is fast
you
now.
put
I
your
went through
10.
100 books in 30 seconds, 100 books in 30 seconds to a minute. It's way better now.
Yeah, it still took me a couple minutes to go through like 100 books. You do your 10, you click, you double click, you wait like 2 or 3 more seconds. The screen comes up or it doesn't come up, and then you click again. But yeah, you can definitely do it in a couple minutes now instead of 20, and I'm very thankful for that. So we have the mini medals, and let's go ahead and go over this. We have the Mithril Helm, right? Which
Yeah, I just got that.
which is the blind resistance. This does not seem useful right now. It has restrictions. Did you notice that? I didn't notice before that things had restrictions.
I knew armor had restrictions for a long time just because I can't put I have one armor that I've re-rolled a couple times on when I was new, like the chest piece, and it has like it's actually like kind of good comparatively to all the other garbage armor, and it can only go on like some units. So I noticed right away that I couldn't put my good armor on most units.
I knew that, but I didn't know you could see it. This is the
Oh,
first time I've noticed that part. So other
yeah.
people are more observant than me, but I will now keep an eye out for this because it's super annoying when you're like, why do slimes not get to wear helmets or whatever? You know,
Yeah.
it
Actually, I
is what
should
it
check
is.
to see what the three stats that you get are, because I assume they're not random, because I have three things on it, right? Because that's
Alchemy
really what
draw
determines how
list,
good it is.
yeah. You get zap, resistance, zap martial resistance, blind
I think mine
resistance.
just has like HP on it though. I think mine's just like pretty
Well,
good
you
because I
you
haven't
can of
re-rolled on
course
it.
always get HP and defense and agility.
Yeah. I mean, and that's what you're gonna want most of the time. I mean, you might every like it's kind of one thing that's fun about the equipment system here is like it's kind of fun to find a balance for different gear. Like, all right, this gear is gonna be general all purpose, right? It's gonna have a lot of HP. It's gonna have some attack on it, or it's gonna have some HP and some wisdom, or it's gonna be like, hey, this is I want 20%, crack potency on this glacial doom dagger. I want 100% agility on uh this golden claw, right? Like it's fun that some items could be super hyper specifically built, and then some you just want to use for general all purpose. Because in general all purpose is going to be better, but every now and then, suddenly if you have a piece of armor with 6% zap resistance, um, you could act like I actually put this helmet on one of my units for the semi EX fight, and it goes from it doesn't say half resistance, doesn't say heavy resistance. It's like on one of my units, and it says light resistance, and I've never seen that before, right? Because I've never had anything equipped that applies a resistance in that way. Um, which is like it's cool. So I don't know if it helped me win that fight. It seems like a pretty good piece of equipment. I mean, if it's the fourth best armor in the game, which is not, it's probably in the top three armors in the game most people have right now. So it's like worth having. I
Yeah,
don't know where
it's
all the mini medals are at.
interesting.
I don't know
I
where
don't.
100. If there is 100.
I know where a lot of them are. But we will go on a little adventure here in a second. So that's
Okay.
at 75, which if you had already gotten the first iridescent orb and you have the first 70 from the main original story, then you just need 5 more. I have 4 right now. Then we have the iridescent orb, so that's for 80. But there's 2 iridescent orbs this time, which is kind of fantastic.
Mm-hmm. We need those bad.
Then we have 1,000 gems. Why not at 85? I'll take it.
Sure.
Liquid metal shield. Pretty excited about this. Spell resistance +4. That's kind of bananas.
Yeah,
And then
that's
of
this is
course
the only thing that does that, right?
you can roll more spell resist, right? So in a perfect world, you get 9 additional spell resist for 13 reduction of spell, which is just almost non-existent in the game as far as like ways to deal with spell damage, and this is just a very consistent way. You probably pretty easily can roll at least the 2 spell resist twice, right? So you should be able, the average person can probably get 8 spell resistance, which is pretty damn good.
I mean, it's worth clarifying. The only way to re-roll this is with the arena shop, right? The
That's true.
arena. So you have to use your arena tokens, and I think it's probably good enough off the bat where I wouldn't personally. I'm probably not going to re-roll it right away unless I really need to, because I'm just going to save the points for the S rank. That seems really good. But again, these are like much cheaper, but still, nothing's really that cheap. Like I've been did arena 2 days. I only have 100, you know, tokens or whatever.
Right, and most of your tokens are going to come from the end of the week.
Yeah. Hopefully, I get like a 500 token drop or something if I place high enough. Hopefully, the gold trophy does something. I don't know what it does, but
Yeah, I don't fully understand what the trophies do yet, other than
there are quests to collect 10 trophies of different
yep,
kinds, and you get like a cool icon. Cool, I
yeah,
guess.
stickers. So that would be cool. If you get the chance to re-roll it after you pull all the other wonderful stuff from the shop, this thing could get kind of bananas. All right, gold, right? What is that? 50,000. All right.
Is it 50,000? 50,000 is great. I mean, like
Yeah.
we just need more and more and more gold, right? Like gold costs are going up. So,
That's very true. I'm gonna probably, I had 300 plus thousand at reset. I'm already down to, what does it look like now? 210, but I've also gotten the double gold event, right? I ran that twice, and then all of
Mhm.
my farming and stuff. I probably got another 20 or 30,000 gold today.
I mean,
So,
it costs about how much gold does it cost to upgrade an ability, assuming 100 tomes from +9 to +10? Isn't it like 10,000, 20,000 gold for one ability to +10 if you get it in 100 tomes?
I mean, it depends on the rank, right?
Because +9 to +10, I think, is 1,000 for 10 attempts, right?
I think it is 1,000 for 10 attempts, like you said.
Which is like, I mean, that alone, right? Let's say you want to do that on, you want to get 3 abilities to +10, which realistically you want at least 5 abilities, 4 or 5 abilities for your arena team to be +10 minimum. Um, and so that's going to be already 40, 50,000 gold right there. And that's not with the 100,000 whatever rank up costs or whatever. I don't know how much it costs to rank up, but like everything is just so expensive, and it's getting more expensive.
So it's
Um,
1,200 to do 10.
Damn, like yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot because you're not going to get it in that attempt, right? Or probably not.
So that's 12,000 for 100. It's not insanely expensive, but it's expensive.
Yeah, it's more of a, it's not an expensive for an ability. It's expensive when you look at the prospect of how many abilities are on your to-do list kind of thing, you know.
Yeah, you
But
easily can spend just for your main 5 arena people, you could spend 100,000 on their tomes.
yep, and that's a also a thing. Then the stamina cost just to get those tomes
Yes, of
is
course. And then if you want to
anyway.
deal with somebody who has the metal slime shield, then you could just have the dark crystal staff, which costs 100, right? So it was 95 mini metals for the gold, and then 100 for the dark crystal staff, which gives +4 potency. And once again, the only way to get that, better stats is to buy that from the arena shop.
It is going to have 3 things on it already. I don't know what. I don't know why that's mystery. I don't know if it does an initial roll for every player or if there is a default one, because I think the beast items, or like the battle road items, also had 3 question marks until you got it, but it's the same
Well,
for everybody, I think.
why don't we find out? Why don't you go look at your metal slime, and I'll look at mine, and we'll compare our swords.
Got it. See whose sword's bigger. Second, I'm currently getting whoosh tome, so I could stop getting yelled at for not having Sly and Heart's ability maxed. He already one shots everything in the game, so who cares? I care. I want it because he's not gonna. The second he doesn't one shot Azoma, like that, I might lose that. So suddenly Zoma's awake in 3, and I can't one shot it. Shit gets crazy. All right, let's take a look
Yeah,
here.
RR is
You don't
great for one-shotting Zoma.
you don't have the mithril helm, correct? Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay, let's go. How do I just got to go to party members. There's not an equipment list, is there?
Yeah, there is. Go to
Is there? How
upgrade
do I get?
equipment.
Oh my God, you're right. Alchemize equipment. You're right. I never go there.
And then liquid metal slime sword should be at the top. And then
All right, there we go.
tell me what your HP is.
All right. So obviously the base is going to be the same: 45 HP,
Yes.
14 attack. Then my alchemy effects are 77 HP, 8 attack, 8 attack.
All right, we have the exact same. So it leads us to believe that there is no roll. Of course, we could have just got the same roll, but it's very unlikely.
Yes. And so the mithril helm looks like it's going to have passively, it has the 10 defense, just on its thing. Then it's going to have 1% zap resistance, 8% blind resistance as its special effect. But then, sorry, the alchemy effects is the zap resistance 1%, 11 HP, 6 defense. So it's like 11 HP is like nice, and 16 defense is nice. Obviously, these are way less impactful than the weapons. But I don't know, 11 HP is 11 HP, I mean, I just had a video where I did a unit review or whatever with like Tiger Cub in it, and he survived an attack at 1 HP, literally 1 HP. And so, that could matter, the 11 HP. So don't forget to equip armor if you have it.
Of course.
Still not an incredibly amazing helmet, but I don't know. I like it.
You said it was a top 5 weapon. I would like to share my opinion is it is not at all a top 5
You don't
armor.
Armor, it might be, and with what we have in the game right now, with what people have access to right now, no one has the liquid metal armor yet. It's literally not possible. and no one has the
What are you talking about? It is definitely possible to have the liquid metal shield.
no, the liquid metal armor in the arena shop.
Right, but the shield is an armor.
What are we talking about? I'm just saying, like, there's only like a few uh like armor in the game, and most of it's not that good. And so this, with current access, could be one of the best armor pieces currently.
Right, but
When I say armor, I mean anything that goes in that secondary slot.
Yeah, and I'm saying no. I'm saying things that go in the secondary slot. All right, right now on screen we're looking at the demon mail. I think it's better.
That's true. We have battle road stuff yet.
Right, all
I
the
don't have
battle
any of the
roads
battle road stuff.
ones are equally or better, and then you could definitely. Why can't you have access to?
You're right. I haven't looked at the battle roads yet. I forgot that they had armor, so those are going to
Right.
be. We
Well, I'm just
we got a
wondering why
big
you
influx
think no
on it.
one could have the liquid metal shield right now.
No. I didn't say that. No one could have the liquid metal armor, which is a 2,000 arena token S
Oh,
armor in
yes.
the arena
Oh, of
shop.
course. Okay, yes. Um, so now if we're hunting for mini metals, the roads have one on number 8, right? So
Mm-hmm.
we'll just count the roads real quick. We have 8, right? So there's these 3, and then these 4. Is it? No, just 3, and then dragon, which is 1. So why is that only 7? I thought there was 8. Oh, right here. So there's 9. There's 9 that you can get from here.
Okay. Nine's a weird number, but
start.
makes sense.
It is a very weird number. It's only because there's 3 of each of these, and then the dragon family only has 1. Now I want to double check just in case there's like dragon might have 2 medals instead of 1 on the final thing, but it's just 1. Okay.
Because this one's difficult. The other ones aren't difficult. If you look at the icon.
Yeah, precisely. All right, and now in story, we would have to look on your end for all of the medals that would be in story, because I haven't cleared all of it.
Let's take a look here. It's 16, 17, and 18. I think there's 3. I got. Oh, they're actually okay. There's one on the final chapter, I think, of each level. Oh no, but then there's gonna be chests, and I don't know where the chests were. So
I
there's
believe
maybe
there's 1 chest in each.
So yeah, I guess that would be 6 total then.
Yes.
That'd be 15.
15
Which
of them.
now that 9 makes more sense.
All right, and then I've already done hard, and of course, so have you. But I'm just looking through our feats real quick.
I didn't see any in the feats.
None in feats, but I just wanted to be careful. And then our hard story will have a couple, of course.
Does it? I don't know if I remember.
Well,
Let's take a look.
I didn't see any in there. I just was assuming, considering 15. Is it possible that 15 is all there is, and we won't get any more until we get the rest of the battle roads and something else?
That's what it sounds like to me. Like I was looking through all the medals, and I'm like, I don't see 100. There's no way. If I have 70, there's no way that there's 30 more that have been added. It definitely feels closer to a 15, which is exactly.
And then you would be correct that nobody would be able to have. I mean, you didn't even say that, but what I thought you said, you would be right.
Which is interesting. I don't know. It's kind of I don't mind if it's the way it's presented feels like it's obtainable when it's not. That's kind of annoying, but it's also not
Yes.
annoying if it's presented like, hey, here's what you can look forward to. It's not possible yet. Like I kind of wish there was like a 70 dash, 85 or something. Like here's how many medals you could go hunt for. Don't kind of clue people that there's 15 medals that they can't even bother going for. I don't know. I think the mini medal system would be just. I would like the only change I would make to the whole thing is on the mini medal screen when you see 70 or whatever, however many you have, it was 70 out of the maximum possible in the game currently. I think that'd just be. I just like clear communication to players more.
Yeah, I mean, if there is no other way to get them, that would kind of be bananas. Did we check the boss levels and just see if there's one hidden in there?
I didn't see.
There isn't.
I was checking everything because I was checking to see which units were farmable, and I literally didn't see any outside of there was one chest in each level, and there was one at the final fight of each level, along with the iridescent orb. But also there was a there's one level which is really weird in chapter. Let me check. Is it 17 or 18? It was the weird level.
And there's more than we thought because I already have 4 and I've only done 16 and 17 and I still have one more chest right here. So that would be number 5 and then number 6 would be oh wow, there's not one for the boss on 16:9.
Yeah, there's.
Or is it
Isn't that?
or is it a single mission? You get one. Is that what
Yeah,
that
yeah, it's not
is?
a mission. So they're not missions.
It's a
They're
clear.
first clear. Yeah. Also, 18-1 is a weird level. It has permanent metal slimes in it, and
I
I don't
heard
know if
about
there's like,
that.
I don't know if they're how many are guaranteed. If you're guaranteed one, or like mine had 2 or 3 on it, normal metal slimes.
I believe there's a
So
drop rate.
yeah, so there seems like there's always going to be some metal slimes there. It seems like it's just basically there to be the new level that you grind for experience. I don't know what the average is going to be because all the previous stages that were best for grinding were blank dash 5, um, I think, and so it's weird that it's on a blank dash 1. But maybe it's like really really good for grinding EXP, which is kind of nice, you know, especially because we have more units than we've ever had that need to be leveled up. I mean, we literally, I guess, not as many levels, but the experience is harder to get because it just takes more experience per level. But also, most of us want to level up fast for arena. We want the max level units, and we don't, just have. I don't want to spend $60 on stupid, golden EXP things.
Yeah, absolutely. And unfortunately, there's not a lot going on in the arena tournament schedule. So it looks like we'll get the reset
Yeah,
on May 2nd, and it will go down 15 weight, which doesn't change much of the meta since it will still be the damage down 30%.
what's it's funny is I'm already at 15 weight lower. That's exactly where I'm at. So I could use my same arena team for 2 straight weeks.
That's pretty cool. I wish I had Boreal so I could do that too.
He's really good. Yeah, for sure. Like, I mean, I invested more money than I wanted to try to get him. I was pulling for the A unit, and my luck on these last $200-300 has been shit, and so I really don't want to spend anything right now. I'm super disincentivized. Like, I don't even want the guaranteed S pull because this is the thing. I have a guaranteed S pull waiting for me. I could pull on Dragger or Drag Wire, whatever. Uh, I don't care. I don't want one copy. Even if I get it, if I get a 25% chance to get the unit, it's like he's not going to be good enough at Awaken 0 to be used. If I manage to put in way more money and get more of them, I don't have the orbs to give to him anyway. It's like, I don't even want to pull.
Yeah, absolutely. I've got an
Except for
interesting
Zelda.
little number for you right here. So, if we wanted to get an idea of like an active player base or something,
Mm-hmm.
Arena Day 1 would be a pretty good one because it's something everyone's really been looking forward to. So I
People
lost
that
one of
aren't
of
playing are
my
going to log back on.
yeah, I lost one of my 3 matches, so I only got 210 points, and I don't mind being laughed at. But the important thing is that I'm rank 8,371. So anybody who played and won 3 matches, which you don't have to play 80, you could have just played the 40 and won 3 times, and you'd still have like 10 more points than me.
Is that true? Because right, did you do the 80? Didn't you get like at least 160 from the 280s? And how many points did you end up with again? You said.
You only get 10 points when you lose. So I got
Okay.
200 points from my 280 wins. Um,
Okay. Okay.
So really, if you just look at it, you're basically losing your 40 points. Like that's what
Got
you're
it.
losing. So you go from being able to get 128, and somebody said they got 94 or 96. So it's not even the full 40 points that you lose, which maybe that information wasn't correct, but because that'd be less than 30 points. Okay, so let me reassess. They were talking about 60. So between 80 and 60, you should expect to lose roughly 20 points. And same thing
Okay.
between 60 and 40, because you could still get the max points for turns and creatures still alive, right?
Yes.
So if somebody does the 40 match and they beat it in 2 turns and nobody dies, they're still going to get just 40 points less than the 128. They're going to get 88. And
And
88 times 3 is going to be more than 210.
got it. And so, just to confirm, also, do you get the same amount of medals per fight, no matter what rank you do? I know you don't get the same amount of points, but like if you get like 10 or 15 after a win, if you do it the plus 40 or the plus 80, do you still get that, or is it like 5, 10, 15, something like that?
I wouldn't know, unfortunately.
Okay. I don't want to use any of my attempts on the 40, right? Because like I'm just saying, because I'm looking at this 40 right now, and I'm like, oh, that is like obviously a joke team almost. Like I don't want to say if that's like a real player, I'm not actually insulting them. They're doing the best with what they got, I'm sure. But the point is like in terms of the our our weight class, your weight class, that's not you could beat that with 2 units probably, right? Like
It's possible,
and
yeah.
so if there are players that are able to take that plus 40 and just not worry about their ranking because they're already going to be below in the 50,000s or something, like maybe it's not even worth going for the plus 80 if they're going to get the same amount of daily points or the daily I'm just trying to think of like a free to play player's perspective if they don't have what it, they don't have the units to even be semi competitive on the leaderboard, that maybe the
Anyone
plus
can beat
40s.
this bottom one.
Yeah.
You could
Yeah,
be a player who's played for 3 days and you would beat this. So
exactly.
what I'm saying is, if you beat this and you beat it, let's just say it takes you 3 turns for whatever reason. You're just not mechanically great yet. I'm not mechanically great after playing this long, and you're still going to end up with more than 210 points in 3 turns. You're going to be in the top 10,000 players. You're going to get that
Hmm.
reward. The reward tiers are like 50,000,
True.
10,000, 1,000, whatever. I wish I could see. Do they show what the ranking things are? I'm down here with the real legends. All right, Hawk, my boy Hawk. I don't know any of these players. I wish I did.
Big Hawk.
Yeah, Sir Gato. These are real players. All right. You know who's probably not a real player? Crazy Bot.
Yeah.
Not convinced he's
uh
actually a real player.
are you sure Master on my screen isn't a real player? Maybe, I don't know.
Master is a real player.
Is it?
I know who that is. That's Happy from Discord.
Well, I let him know I can kick his ass. Someone let him know. Plas coming for him. Free to play
So
teams.
my point is that, like I said, I know almost all the top 100 players, and when I'm seeing 15 of them all with killer teams, and like I don't know any of these guys, like, this is not a killer team. So Momo Z might be real, right? And maybe it was only the first day these bots were really necessary,
Hmm.
but I can tell you, when I played, it was all bots.
Yeah, they're just monsters. They're like, I was like, okay, refresh. This is like, I saw a team. It was literally six, not six. I mean, they could only have 5 units. Sorry, it was every unit was fully awakened, and it was like it was the ghost, and it was like the boss unit SS or whatever like the maximum weight could be perfected was. I'm like, that's I don't think I could beat that team with my best team because that's a monster team.
Yep.
That's like there's like two of in the whole game that have that's like Alti Jax. That's it. Maybe Nibs.
Well, and there are other players who have better, because this is, once again,
Yeah,
like, a
true.
lot of people don't go as in depth. Like, I've looked at the accounts of almost everyone in the top 50, right? So I know what the average top 50 account looks like, and honestly, it looks even better than your account. Your account is a lot better than mine. So it's kind of crazy how good those accounts get. But there's two guys, like, there's a guy who's like KNNK or something of the sort. He's kind of a nutty whale. He's got almost everything maxed out. Um, and then there's another player who literally does have everything maxed out. I don't know about the new unit, but when Dread Dragon was out, he had even Dread Dragon maxed, and that was a Korean
Damn.
player who
Damn.
was in the top four for a little bit. I don't know if he still is. Our boy Altisama, not Altisama. I need to look at names, but the word Sama's in there. He's like number 4 or 5 right now. He's been fighting against that Korean whale.
Jeez.
But there's a
This
lot of
this
people who have
they
those
make me
units.
feel like I don't spend anything, man. They make me feel like I don't spend anything. You can't compare yourself to others. Like I never had to worry about it when it came to looks, obviously, because I've always been gifted. But like when it comes to gotcha spending, compare you to you, man. Don't compare yourself to these other people. I've never had to deal with that, but I'm like, oh man, they've put like 4,000 bucks in. You know, I've only spent one quarter of them. That means I haven't spent shit.
Yeah, absolutely. So I would believe that Momozi was a real person if this team didn't look so ridiculous. Now this person's either a troll, because this is their offensive team, right? So they ran during one of their 3 runs. These 3 units are fine, right? S5s, single awaken banner units, other than White Knight, right? Great.
Mm-hmm.
But what's up with this not even fully awakened Wordle? All right. And what's up with this?
Jargon
Is it Jargon? No,
or
Jargon is the C
Dragern?
rank. This is Dragern. Yeah. So these guys are obviously tanks, right? That have cover. So it's 2 cover tanks. But the other thing is, if you're invested in the strategy, why didn't we upgrade either of these guys? Right? You could have upgraded both of them to S6 and just made them better tanks at what they do.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not really sure exactly what's going on here. Could be a real player just with some questionable tactics, but I am curious. Change Dark could be a brand new player. That's very possible. Um, Somebody who just started playing because they heard about the update. Crazy Bot. I mean, if your name is Crazy Bot, contact me. I need to know why you're running. What's up with the jargons with the Zomas, right? Like,
Yeah.
interesting. What's up with this
Uh,
not even S5'd single wait, 0 awaken green dragon?
yeah. How's it impossible to get? I mean, you do get it from the story, right? You get one
Yeah.
green dragon from the story, so they could be a new player. One thing I find super interesting about looking at this is like you have how many less points than me? I can't see what my current points are until I go to ranking. Yesterday I had 356.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I had 140 points more than you, but I'm not at rank 8,000, right? I'm not. I'm tied at rank 70 right now. Like that's how cutthroat it is right now. I wonder if over the course of a week, if it gets more cutthroat, or like I assume it gets slight. If you play every day for all 3 matches, I assume on average your rank is going to go up, assuming you win, because not everyone. The higher up you get, the less true it becomes. But not everyone's going to be doing all their matches every day. Someone will miss something eventually. But like, I'm just like, this is like it's really brutal. Like I did really good and like I won all 3 of my plus 80 matches. I won and I maybe lost a unit in like 1 or 2 of them. I did pretty good overall. Me and Kage are tied, right? Just to give an example for how well we did. Um and I'm only in the top 70 right now.
I don't know about this
There's
only. I think that's
so
exactly
top
where
70
you
is
should
top
expect to
70 is
be.
insane, but yeah.
Like you think you deserve more than top 70? Like I'm confused with what you're trying to
No,
frame.
not really. It's more like to give people perspective about the difference between doing nearly perfect, like so doing perfect and doing nearly perfect is the difference between top 5 and top 70, and then doing nearly perfect and not winning one of your matches, or like doing like just okay, like oh shit, I fucked that one up, is the difference between 70 and 8,000. You know, it's like these are huge gaps. Like the
It's only
point
because
gaps
it's been
are
one
very,
day.
very, very small. Yeah, yeah, I know. That's what I'm wondering. So like over the course of a week, how cutthroat is it going to be? Is it going to maintain uh this how visceral it is in your rank ups and rank downs, or is it going to become a little more like kind of I guess how the CP would be, you know, where over
Well,
time
no,
it kind of
it'll even
standardizes?
out. Yeah. It's
Because
just like when you have a small sample size, like things are going to be more drastically weighted.
yeah, I don't want
Like
anyone to get
like I
discouraged if they see that they're
guarantee
down
you
super low.
I will win more than 2 out of 3 fights in the next 5 days, right? So my average over the next
Mm-hmm.
5 days will be more than 2 out of 3 wins. And then by the end of this, I will probably be in the top 1,000 even though I lost one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and next week when it resets, like the thing is by losing one fight over the course of an entire week, like you're at a detrimental right disadvantage that you may not be able to overcome, just based on the fact that everyone in the top 100 is going to be playing all their matches, probably winning. But once reset hits, then that's one thing that's nice about this is like you always get a chance to do it again. Um,
Yeah,
and
if this was a
next time you're
long-term
gonna
thing,
kick ass.
imagine how much it would suck for me losing one match day one. It'd be like, well, I'm always going to be 100 points, 150 points behind Plat, and I'm going to have to inch my way forward here out.
Exactly, and that's why I was so like devastated at first when it's like reset hit and I didn't do two of my fights because I wanted to stream it and I was like going through the story and stuff, and then I found out I didn't miss two fights, so I actually got them all in. And so, are we gonna do any of your one of your fights on stream on video
We
right now?
can.
I'm at
I'm
712.
scared. I'm not gonna lie. All right, so let's see who I can get up against. I don't want to do this double tank BS. Um, let's
Take
see.
pity on him, dude.
This
While
is
you decide, I'm
interesting.
gonna grab a drink really quick.
We got the Korean name and Zero Awaken Zoma, Single Awaken Dragon, True Form, and then the fully awakened Bullfinch is really like the clutch. Um, let's see.
Are we
who
gonna try to do the
else?
4 unit tack to make up some extra points?
Probably not. No, I would like to just win my fights. Um,
I'm
let's
just saying,
see.
in a week where you've already accidentally thrown away a fight while distracted, it might be a good time to experiment. But also, you just wait till the data comes out.
I was
You
like,
don't need to
what?
do it yourself.
I can just do yeah, I can just do free fights or whatever, or somebody's going to have data. Yeah, I don't know.
This is not my drink. Oh my god, my girlfriend's gonna be so mad. I have to buy her a new one. All right. I thought I bought a Coca-Cola orange vanilla, and I didn't even look at the color. This is a watermelon crush. Fuck. Don't tell her. I tell her how much I spent on gotchas to divert from this orange crush or whatever.
No word. That looks purple.
It's probably just from the color, but it's very or from the lighting
Okay,
in the
no,
room, but
I now see it as orange. I'm just colorblind
it's
or
very
something.
pink. It's actually very
Um,
pink.
Chimpus has a pretty strong team with uh with a questionable unit here. You didn't think that S4, right? Dude, what's up with this S4?
Is it S4 Emperor Slime?
Yeah, how do you feel about fighting an S4 Emperor Slime?
With a Great Dragon leadership ability, yeah, this guy's gonna lose for sure.
You think so? You don't think that's a good team? 18,000 CP? Chimpus?
Um,
Chimpus is a real player.
no, I mean I'm sure he's a real player. I'm still looking at the screen's a little fuzzy for me because I haven't. Okay, there we go. I can see it on the stream now. All right. So here's the thing. Nothing's S6. You have S6 stuff, right?
Sure, I have one.
Um, Emperor Slime is gonna have 220 HP or some shit, right? He's got a full S. He's got a full awakening and 10 levels behind. So he's got. I know that's not a big deal to him, but honestly, the scariest person on their team is that Green Dragon, maybe the White King. But I have a hard time believing
That
that Great
RR
Dragon
is
is gonna do
scary.
anything. Yeah, that's true. He does have 4 awakening. I don't know. I think he could beat it pretty easily. I think that's not too bad of a fight at all. Mostly because like I don't think I think Great Dragon is really holding the whole team back here. Like I see that
Yeah.
unit, I'm like that's probably a free kill. If you just it depends on where it's positioned, but it's the leader, so the leadership ability is doing nothing for the most part, and it's only going to use Crack Breath, which already doesn't do shit damage to your Zoma.
So the one you missed, let me get back to, was this one, right? You missed the
I see a
Bullfinch.
Bullfinch there.
Yeah. But he has Zoma and Dragon Lord. His Dragon Lord's stronger than mine. His Zoma's equally as strong. His White Knight is stronger than my White Knight. It's an interesting team.
Is that an armful? It's a little fuzzy on
It
this,
is an armful, yeah.
Okay.
You think this is the one? Or do you want to go... I don't really want to fight this guy. I think it's a balanced team. This guy we could fight. We're never winning in 2 turns, but maybe we win in 3 turns. I just think we're getting one shot by this RR.
I mean,
What is?
I haven't fought against an RR yet, I don't think. What is he weak to? And what's his like HP at?
I mean, we can hit battle, right? And then
I think you could hit battle, then you can examine it.
Yeah. So
I mean,
he's weak
he's
to
got
whoosh.
Awaken 4. Okay,
Right, that's what I'm
that's
saying. Yeah.
probably why I'm not too worried about that because obviously I use Lionheart, and so I see that and I'm like, all right, they move in and then they die.
Yeah, I do have White Knight that I could use, right? Against three of these units, he's pretty good. I also could bring an Armful. He's not insane, but he is a physical, whooshing unit. But really,
And he's good
I,
at it. Yeah.
I don't know if Armful or my level 90 Slineheart is really better. Armfuls are on. Oh my lord, I can't talk. He's cheaper. It's past my bedtime, so we're gonna do this one fight and call it.
I'm
So
cool with that. It's a fun way to end the podcast.
I think we're gonna go for it. Zoma can take down this green dragon. Um,
I mean,
and
really, the
then
Royal Reptile is a little scary for sure, but that's like the White King. I'm not too scared of. Although he could fuck up Zoma for sure, but Zoma can also just like one shot him probably. The Great Dragon feels like not a non-unit, but I'm not worried about it. Not at unless it's ranks S6, at level 110, then that's a different story. But like we already know it's crack breath doesn't do that much, and you have units that I think have crack resistance anyway. Especially if you're bringing that slime sickle, right? The slime sickle, no, that's probably not your team. You said you wanted to bring Zoma.
this was my team that they automatically made for me, and I just want to keep it because of how like funny it is. Like this is just the team they randomly gave me.
That's it. That's a weird team, but I like it. I actually
Yeah.
deleted the team. I think they gave me automatically. I should have kept it. See what it was.
What is it?
Um,
19. This might be the highest CP possible, right? Is that what they do? They give you your highest CP team.
that'd be interesting. Yeah. I mean, that's cool. Slime. It's just cool to see Slimesicle in there. Slimesicle has like 500 HP or less. Like that guy just like he does good damage, kind of, but like I think that guy might actually secretly suck.
So this is the team I used last. So far, Armful has been just unbelievably underwhelming. I have him at +6 on his whoosh attack, and that's really it. Or actually, I don't even know if it's his whoosh attack. I don't know if I can look at my Armful from here. Awesome. Yeah, his whoosh attack is not upgraded, so that's why he is super underwhelming. I put everything on Wind
He's
Slash.
he's so slow. I mean, in terms of two movement. Now I don't know what his agility is.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, what's his stats? Pop over. What's his HP? It's a little fuzzy.
746.
Okay, I mean that's like good. I don't know. Maybe
He does have a
Armful is.
passive heal. Um,
That's true. The heal is pretty good. Does he have good defense?
his defense is 343.
Hmm. I don't know. He's a pretty good. I think he's a good unit, but the
I,
issue
I,
with
I, I think I need to go upgrade his freaking abilities.
yeah, the issue with like A rank physical, a lot of units is like I don't know. Like I like having my S ranks typically. No, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just gonna say shit that doesn't make sense.
Oh, I can't even do it. I don't have. Oh, I spent them all trying to get um, 10 on my White Knight because he has swoosh, right? My swoosh is 9, and I just wanted to make it 10.
Yes,
And
cuz swoosh. It's even better.
well, yes, he has both.
Hmm.
But in this example, I was speaking of the whoosh, and I wasted like 63 books on it and didn't get it.
Um. Yeah, I wonder. Like, I want to look at Armful because in my heart he's good, like really, really good. But
I don't think I can use
when
that
you're in a
armful because you use him for whoosh, and I gotta upgrade it before he's probably worth it.
yeah, honestly, when you're talking about an arena, the whole conversation has to change from like, is it possible to like, is it uh, you know, repeatable? Is it likely?
Mm-hmm.
If it's something you can't attempt 5 times until it works, you need to make sure that you're going in with an overwhelming force when at all possible.
Yeah, for sure.
And Armful is really good, but I can't wait to A6 him for sure. But 343 attack, like just for example, do you know what my Boreal Serpent's attack is?
Um, with a weapon like 500.
Yeah, 518, right? That's like the highest I've ever seen on any attack, personally. Um, so he's got 518 attack and 407 agility. And so when I'm like, okay, that obviously he's not nearly. He has a different role, right? He's 4 movement, not 2 movement. He's not nearly as tanky. He doesn't heal and shit. But when I look at 343 attack, I kind of have a better understanding of how much damage output to expect. And it's good, but it's not like absolutely insane, you know? And plus, one thing I've had with Armful that's actually been a pretty big issue is his agility is 262. And just for example, my Lionheart, I would say 0 to like 10% of the time will miss one of his 4 windy slashes or whatever. Like he just doesn't miss with it. Like it always hits, and occasionally you'll get 3 out of 4 hits. This Armful misses like a lot. Just like King Bubble Slime with his multi whatever poison hit will miss a lot. It's agility seems to definitely have a big effect on your ability to hit with multi-hit attacks more so. And
Yes, I
Armful
think that's
doesn't
correct.
hit that much. Like our Armful going up against high agility things just whiffs a lot, which is unfortunate. Which is like why Jax is like Mummy Boy's not very good in like the Prison Peacock fight because he actually would be great, but he just can't hit Prison Peacock. It's just too slow. Not enough agility. Which
Yep.
I think is kind of an invisible stat, right? Hit accuracy, or does it specifically say that if we go into the stats?
I don't think it says that.
Hmm. Yeah, that'd be kind of weird. I hope Armful's good in arena. I mean, I'm not making room for him right now, but I
We have
have high hopes
somebody
for him
in
still.
chat saying that it shows you the hit percent. I've never noticed it.
It shows you in terms of if we go in there and we go and go like menu information. No, it's just terms of service. How do I get to the fucking player info? I don't know. I don't know how to find the manual for this game. Maybe it's under help. Here
I
we
don't know.
go.
I feel like I'm bringing Armful anyway because I just don't see an A that I would rather have that isn't at risk of dying. Oh, they said never mind. They misunderstood. Um, because like you could use Pickle Slime, but like I have +6 swoosh on him, but he's gonna get one shot,
Mm-hmm.
right? He's gonna have like 500 HP.
Well, whenever you're considering pickle slime, perfect thing to do first is look at their team and see if any of them have a weakness to fuddle, right? To confusion. Because that could fuck up their whole team for sure. Again, it's not fast. That's one of the big issues with arena, I think.
Even if it's weakness, what's the hit rate on that?
It's like if they have weakness to it, I think it's close to like 100%. I mean, maybe it's not 100%, of course.
No way.
Um,
No way. It's
but
not
it's
even 60%.
because he has a 50% baseline, I think, with I think at +0, right? Isn't it occasional or rarely? Is it his first ability actually?
Yeah, he has occasionally.
I think occasionally, in my experience, it's felt roughly 50%
You're crazy.
baseline.
You're 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 so crazy.
That's what it felt like to me.
Where's
Occasionally, I'm like,
Marcos?
all right,
Marcos actually had these numbers, and I'm pretty sure occasionally is like 25%.
25. Okay, I was gonna say like 50% is what it feels like, and I could see as low as 35%, but I don't know, maybe 25 is just accurate.
But this has +10, so this would make it like 35%, right? And then, but I don't know how being super weak really affects that. Like, does that double it? Like, what does that do to it?
If they have 50%, I assume if the modifier would be, let's say they have no resistance to it, it'd be a times zero point 0.1,
So
modifier. If they have
1.5.
super weak, I assume it'd be a 1.5.
Okay. So 1.5 times my 35 is still not good
It would
enough.
be,
Like maybe if I had
it
it
would
at
all,
10,
yeah,
like
if it
I don't
was
know.
plus 20%, I guess that would make it almost like a 75% if it's at a baseline. And not
No,
quite that high, but it would be.
that's not.
But if it was up to 45% at +10, right? Let's say if it starts at 25 and it went up to 45 and it was
Let's just call it
1.5,
50 for easy math. It'd bring it from 50 to
75 at
75.
that point. So it'd
Yeah.
be right around 70% is about what it would be with a weakness. Is my guess. That's if we're going with a 25% base. Which maybe that's accurate. Maybe my abilities are always +10 or like +8 on those, so maybe they feel disproportionately high for me.
Well, the other thing is when you're not taking down data, your experience doesn't matter.
True.
Like you could
100% because
you could run it like 20 times and literally just nail all 20 of them, and you're like it's 100%, even though you just hit 20 times on a 10%er or whatever. You get what I'm saying? It's not very
and
good.
well, and redoubled on that, it's more like it's more inaccurate because you're not fully aware of the actual data that's happening, right? Our perspective of it changes based off maybe we gloss over the negative attempts like miss, miss, miss. Oh, I hit, or
Yes.
or it could be the opposite. The what is it? Observer's bias, something like that.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so I guess this is the team I'm going to bring in. How do you feel about this team, Mister Top 100?
Every single unit is very good.
All right,
And every
so
unit, if every unit alone is very good, that means it's a good team.
we're hoping. All right, so the way we're dealing with this is these three characters are dealt with by the two whooshers, I guess, and then we can hit for really good zap damage, which doesn't do anything to anyone other than Great Dragon, but he can one shot Great Dragon, right?
Yeah.
So if we get the opportunity to run up in one shot, what?
is your Royal Reptile S6?
Yeah.
Okay. So I mean, there's a good chance that your Royal Reptile won't even get one shot by his Royal Reptile if he gets a good smack in, and then you might be able to one shot his. I know he has more awakenings, but
I
I
do
feel
not
like
think that either Royal Reptile can one shot either.
yeah,
They
yeah.
can't one shot
That's what I
each
meant.
other.
But I mean, like as long as I think a Royal Reptile could probably tank his other one, like okay. Like as long as Royal Reptile doesn't get in and one shot one of your big damage dealers, I think you're fine.
The biggest
If
thing
you
that
could,
I didn't understand because I played very fast, right? Is it correct on the long map to sit back and wait for them to advance, or is it correct to advance on them? Like what is that?
it depends on I feel like their positioning, of course, but like if they had like a Zoma, on one of their forward two diagonals, sorry, hiccup. If they had like a Zoma on one of their forward two diagonals, what I could do is put a unit with crack resistance on one of my forward two diagonals, and their Zoma will move up and try to use like I think it was their Zoma would move up and use like their glacial thing. Basically, I would try to bait out their closest unit with a unit that I know could resist it. And then once one unit moves, their whole team moves, right? You don't need to get their whole team to move individually because once you get one unit to move, they're all gonna move. Oh, and this is the close map, right? They're
I
only
mean, it's
three.
three
They're only three.
squares.
Yeah,
You said two
I think
squares,
that's the.
so I okay.
I still
I
think that this is probably the close map.
I have only fought on this map.
1, 2, 3, because you can move 3 units and then attack them in the face. So maybe this is the far. I've done. I know I've done it 6 times, and now I'm like starting to doubt myself. This feels pretty close.
Okay, so Royal
But yeah,
Reptile is able to go over here on the side, and I think he will just one shot this Great Dragon.
yeah. What's this other side?
Great Dragon does go
Having
first, but I don't think I really care about how much damage he can do to my Royal Reptile.
no, if anything, you like that he goes first because it'll make his other units move and get closer because he
Um,
can't hit you from standing still.
and the two units I'm only worried about are these two right here. The White Knight and the Royal Reptile. So what are we gonna do about them? I'm looking for some fire damage, which of course I have on Hellion, but he's a long ways away from Hellion.
For Royal to kill Royal Reptile.
Yeah, so I feel like
I
Hellion
actually
should
kind of
go
like it.
here and try to go straight up, and then the second turn he can kind of attack him. I'm gonna try to draw his Royal Reptile over to the right side of the screen.
I think that's a pretty good plan. I also don't hate having almost where your Royal Reptile is having the opposite for Hellion, right? Because Hellion resists Inferno, right? I mean, you don't need to put a unit there to take damage, right? Once you have one unit proc, they're all going to come forward, so it might not be that bad. But it is worth noting that the Green Dragon won't do shit to a Frizz resistant enemy, especially with 30% damage downgrade and heavy Frizz resist. He's going to hit for like 30 damage or something, even with Inferno.
Right. Well, this Green Dragon isn't gonna do a lot of damage. Um,
Could be a perfect spot for Armful, but yeah, you could just kind of if you have
he
like
does have
if you
Frizz
stack
though.
heavy on the left.
I wait. He's weak to Frizz. What kind of weird stuff is that? Okay, very weak. So I taught him a Frizz ability. Okay, I did. All right. So my big issue is that I don't have a
I like that
tank.
strat. I do like the bringing in the Great Dragon one shot in him, or even if you don't one shot him, you got a lot of contingency. I can't say that word. You boys point is you have a lot of follow up attacks if you need to.
Right. My
And then
issue is,
using
what am I going to lure on the right side?
yeah, maybe you don't need to because getting the Hellion back there to kill the White King next turn is pretty good. But you can also just use the Hellion to bait the Green Dragon if that's the route you prefer, because he's not going to do any damage to Hellion. He doesn't have a lot of HP, but the right Hellion has heavy resistance, right?
No.
He doesn't have frizz resistance. He just does frizz damage. Oh, okay.
Correct.
All right. Well,
So,
fuck you, Dre. You don't have any frizz resistance then?
I don't think so. Very
Green
weak.
Dragon. Yeah. So the Green Dragon might be a bigger issue than we thought.
I have
Oh,
half
there we go.
resistance with Zoma.
I know it's
Do we-
kind of scary Zoma up there, but if we look at his units, like the only thing you have to worry about here with Zoma in this whole fight is that right? Zoma I think has weakness to whoosh. Um, I think so. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because Slineheart always one shots him like every single time. Um, so you have to worry about their White King. That's basically it though for Zoma.
Well, I
Zoma could
already have the White King kind of taken care of, right?
yeah, exactly. Zoma could easily stay on this side. He could also lure because he'll probably end up luring in Royal Reptile on the right side then, and then when does Royal Reptile move? He moves third, and then actually you could actually even like uh when Royal Reptile moves forward, you might just be able to bring your Hellion come up to one shot him, right? Because he's probably gonna move up 3 spaces, hit nothing, and then Hellion could just come up and punch him in the face because he moves right
How would
after.
Hellion one shot Royal Reptile?
Isn't that who you said that you were gonna try to one shot him? Isn't he weak to Frizz? You said.
No.
Right. What's our?
He's weak to
killing
whoosh.
Royal Reptile? Oh, he's weak to whoosh. Okay.
These two
So
whooshes.
armful. Okay, armful.
Armful can't
Got it,
one
got
shot
it.
him or do anything because he's has a 0 upgraded. Like I'm gonna put some work into Armful because I think he's pretty good, and the fact that he has B rank spells, like he's the only place I'm putting B rank whoosh scrolls. So
Unfortunately, Zoma moves right before Green Dragon. If you moved right after Green Dragon, it could be kind of interesting. But I think between having a Zoma, Armful, and White King closer to the right side, like I think you can easily kill that Royal Reptile before it does anything. Green Dragon could be a little scary, but Zoma could probably, if not one-shot him, get him really close with Glacial Doom. So I mean, I like your current setup right now. Your setup looks pretty good.
I don't know. It's okay. I guess we'll go with it. So we should try to figure out the turns in advance, right? This guy's going to run one step forward and flame me. I'm going to come forward and one hit him. I'm going to run him forward after this comes forward to here. He's going to go 4 squares, and he's going to actually be right next to the Royal Reptile. So Royal Reptile will probably come over and one hit my Hellion.
Yeah, you don't want to move your Hellion up 4 squares probably because also
I can move him 2 squares, and then he'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, and he'll be in the back line, and that will keep him on the other side of this diagonal from Royal Reptile. He can go 1, 2, 3. Oh, he can get there.
Plus also
I can
if
block
for some
it,
reason you don't one shot the Great Dragon, Hellion can clean up. Still.
Well, I would have to bring him all the way over there in order to clean up.
I mean, if let's say this guy moves forward 1, the Green Dragon, Great Dragon moves forward 1. You could no, that's right. Royal Reptile has to go up and smack him. I was thinking you could go to the Royal Reptile square. No, okay. Yeah, just move him up 2. Keep him safe because White King does a lot of damage to him also. And then Royal Reptile is going to move up 1, 2, 3 spots and do nothing, right? He can't. He doesn't have any attack.
And then I kind of need to kill him with my White Knight, Zoma, Armful combo.
Yeah, this is what's really scary, but actually not that bad. One second here. He moves here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's going to be so. But your Royal Reptile is going to be 1 square away from being able to fight their Royal Reptile to help clean up. Because, like, in my heart, I'm like, you don't want to necessarily have to use Zoma on the Royal Reptile if you can avoid it. You would like him to start taking care of this Green Dragon. But then you're relying on Armful to be able to finish it off, and we just don't know what kind of damage he's going to put out. We don't have enough experience with this low upgraded ability. So we're probably going to have to use the Zoma attack here.
I think so. All right, let's go ahead and try it.
Yeah, I mean it's
Embarrass
worth keeping in
ourselves on
mind.
stream.
You're gonna have a full HP Royal Reptile on the left side. That's not that you know.
Right, but I'm trying not to lose any units.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
Okay. So we get to come up here. We get to Thunder Slash. It does not kill him, which is super disappointing. This kills Zoma, but it does not kill
Is it
this
plus 10
great
or what is it at?
dragon. I don't know, +8 or 9.
How much damage did he do? You might be able to just hold him back, like just let him live for a turn, and get him one square further away.
I don't think that's worth it at all. Because
Yeah.
what's the worst thing that happens here? Um. Oh,
The
am I
thing is,
weak to White Knight?
yeah, I think you're weak to whoosh.
If
You
I'm
might
weak to
not be weak to
Whoosh,
whoosh.
then I am very weak to Whoosh. So he won't one-shot me, but he'll hurt pretty bad.
And the thing is, if you move Hellion up there to finish it off, Hellion's getting killed for sure.
Yes.
That's why I'm thinking it
So,
might be worth to back it up instead.
so go back one.
Well, I don't know about actually because we don't really care about him moving up two and breathing anything, right? We already know he does like 90 damage. Well, how much did he do? He did like almost 0 to you.
Right, but he needs to move closer or it doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. So he, one, two,
So if I
three.
leave
You could
him
stay,
here,
he'll move up
like,
two
oh, I just have
spaces
to move
there.
him back one, right? Now he has to
Yeah.
walk forward one. Yes.
He has to walk forward one. If you move back one more square, you could force him to move up two, which could be good. Um, as long as you're making sure not to put anything to his right side that he could turn and breath.
Right, but the other
It's
question
never.
is we're going to be moving this 2 spots forward was the original plan.
True.
So now
wonder,
where are
yeah.
we moving? Are we just going to be leaving this side back?
Let's see. Well, can Hellion take the hit, or how does he feel about crack? I just don't remember resistances. Like I'm really bad with. I have to check every single time.
He's very
we
weak
don't want
to
him
crack.
to get hit. So we're not moving him up two, right? We're gonna move him up one probably instead.
If we move him up
Because
one, he's still going to get cracked.
Yeah, you're right. You might want to move him because you can just move to the right. If you move him up one to the right one, maybe that's safe. I don't think there's any possible way he can get hit then. And then he could still come in and easily finish. But then you're kind of in an awkward spot. It's true. Not being able to one shot that guy is super bad.
I'm very surprised. I really thought that was going to be a one shot.
Yeah, I mean, staying right there or moving back one is both reasonable. Just like plan on, I guess, Royal Reptile 1v1ing this guy. I mean, the thing is, if you move up and you attack and you just let the guy live and he breaths you next turn because he has nothing else to do, and you take the hit from White King, do you think that's going to kill your Royal Reptile? Because if Royal Reptile can survive the White King attack and one more Cold Breath, it's fine because then Hellion could just come in and probably just kill the White King.
Yeah, he definitely would survive it.
Then I don't even know if it's the end of the world that you just let the White King go over there and deal the damage, because you're out of range of their Royal Reptile. It may cause him to move over there. It may kind of fuck up the AI plan that we had going on. But yeah, I mean, if you could take these hits, I think it's fine because he could always run away next turn too if you need to, if he's like below half life. Okay, he did still move forward.
That's really nice. Yeah, the fact that he moved forward, we're good, right? Because he's never moving backwards to take out my Hellion.
We just thought of he just revealed something to me that I would have never considered. Did you notice that he attacked? This guy has a scroll.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, he has a breath scroll. That's very interesting. What kind of is it? Searing breath? Like, your guy is weak to frizz, right?
He has searing breath.
So is Armful weak to frizz? Didn't we agree that he didn't take any damage though?
Well, he took some damage.
He took some. So it's probably not a bad idea to add like a scroll like that onto a unit that has literally only one range just to start getting some damage in. But even on a unit that is weak to it. Like that was unimpressive. But that reminds me, like that's right. People can run scrolls that I don't have on my units, and I didn't consider that. How's this? What are the damage numbers on this slash looking like?
I
Or
don't
wait,
know.
this
It
is
look
this is Hellion, right?
Yeah, we're able to take out him, so I think we're supposed to. We're supposed to come over here and take out the Great Dragon, right?
There's
Eh,
absolute the worst thing that happens is if a combination of White King and Green Dragon can kill your Hellion. Because I don't think we have to worry about Royal Reptile. I think we're killing Royal Reptile for sure.
I think it can. I think those two can kill our Hellion, but at this point, I just feel like we have to risk it because we're gonna have his Great Dragon and his whatever it's called both killed, and his
Yeah, winning is not.
Royal
I
Reptile.
don't think a question here. I think we definitely got the win. It's just about how to do it fast and without losing stuff. Um, yeah, I mean, it's not, I don't hate the attack. Um, I am afraid of the White King combo with Green Dragon killing him, but maybe it's not terrible.
I mean, what is better? I don't want to leave him back and allow these two to hit my Royal Reptile, even though that might be correct. If he moves over here, I just want to be 1, 2, 3, 4. I want to be here, right? So that I can kill his White Knight when it does that.
Yeah, the White Knight might move up and hit your Hellion, but he'll live. But this is a little bit dangerous because at this stage, you if you go back one more closer to your White Knight, um,
Mm-hmm.
probably I don't think you can get hit by both White Knight and the Cold Breath at one further back because here the Great Dragon could move over and White Knight could move up too and attack you with swoosh, so you could still lose Hellion. But I think one further away again, I think then suddenly you're safe.
But that ruins the entire. Like, I'm
Yeah.
not interested in making it so that I can't one shot White Knight.
But if you move back one and White Knight moves up and to the left, that's what he has to do to hit. Right? No, he hasn't had to move one, two. What's the fucking range on swoosh?
He's
Like,
got a
where does he
three
have to move to
range.
hit?
He just
Swoosh
moves
has a
one
three
one
range.
to the left. Yeah, not swoosh, cause swoosh.
Cuss swoosh. Okay, it has range 3. For some reason I thought it had. I don't know. I don't know what I thought. Okay. So yeah, maybe just kill the
If he
Great Drag.
swooshes, then he uses the other one, but he's never going to do that. He's going to use cuz swoosh because
Yeah.
it does a crap ton of damage. Um, so if I move back one more, then I never get to hit him.
Yeah.
I can bring this guy up to tank and get in the way of him being able to get over here.
Hmm.
He also does he do good? He one shots Zoma, so we just have to kill him. So this is the safe play, and if I want to be aggressive, I go kill this dragon. And if you think
Yeah.
there's any chance that he gets killed by Zoma and the cold breath because he is weak to cold, right? Crack. I think we just have to kill it instead, right? If there's
Yeah.
any
I
chance
think
these two can kill him, we have to risk that these two kill him instead.
yeah. I think it's a better breath. Plus, cold breath is a stronger attack than Inferno anyway, and you're weak to it.
Well, yeah, being weak to it. I don't know if cold breath is actually stronger, is it?
I think so. I mean, it's the S tier signature, and as opposed to an A tier signature. So even though they're worded the same, I think it's pretty
Yeah, I knew
similar.
he was
Okay,
going to do that. Yeah.
awesome. So he decided to go for the weakness.
Yeah,
It,
and I
it
felt like
must
he was
it must have
always
been
going to go for the weakness.
so okay. It's interesting because like in some games they'll do their whole team's math. Like they'll know that 2 units can gang up on 1 unit to kill it. But this is like he wants to go for his best move individually, not as a team. And unfortunately, we're gonna have to use Zoma here. There's no way Armful can finish that. But you could have. Okay, sorry, I was on a delay. I was like, oh my god, this great dragon's still alive. That's on the stream. You could. You're also gonna be able to have your again, Royal Reptile is just too far away to actually be able to get him. So yeah, I think you kind of have to do the Zoma. and then
Right.
Armful
There's
is going to
almost
be
no
here.
way that we can get that much damage off of the Armful. There's like no way.
No, the only way you would is if you had a scroll on your Royal Reptile that like a breath attack, right? Then maybe you would have a chance. But
What?
no, there's no way. You
What are you
have to
talking about?
Zoma it.
Armful can move that far and hit him. What are you talking
Yeah, I
about?
know, but I mean, Armful. I'm sorry. The only way you would be able to do that is if Armful can go up and hit him, and then your Royal Reptile next turn before his moves would also be able to get damage in some way, because Armful can't
Oh,
do it alone. But no, Zoma definitely has to just take care of it.
right.
And then
Even though he is
he's
weak
really
to whoosh.
there's nothing else coming up, right? They've got an Emperor Slime that's done nothing and will do nothing. Um, Green Dragon is gonna move to the right and attack your Zoma if he's right there. Oh, I guess he moved up and went for a very interesting move.
Mm-hmm. Very weird.
Kind of what we were expecting him to do, but we were expecting that to be combined with something else.
All right, so we're gonna try to paralyze this
Immune
half
or is
half.
it half resist? Yeah, might as well, right?
Yeah, I don't really see a great incentive to not try.
And this guy's gonna cheer something, right?
Yeah.
Which is literally, I mean, that is bad against your units, but wait, you got a full strength Royal Reptile and a full strength Hellion here. Like
We should be able to
cleaned
get
up.
this kill. Wait, what is the confusion here? Why did I think that he could kill him?
No, you thought Hellion could kill him.
Oh, okay. Because I was
Which
like,
is
wait a
probably correct.
second.
And Hellion can just beat the fuck out of him. Punch him 4 times. One for each extra limb he shouldn't have. Is he not quite getting the kill? Oh no, he's
No, he
easily
gets
getting
the kill.
Okay.
I just wanted to see which moves. I don't know. I'm a nerd.
This guy even do anything? Did White Knight? Did he do anything last turn?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He did
was
like
attacking Royal
60%
Reptile
of RR's health.
You're absolutely, yeah. I forgot because that unit was killed so fast.
I don't do much here, unfortunately. He can come up in Helichopper, but it just won't do anything. It's like, doesn't matter. I actually want to bait him into a Helichopper because then I can absolutely blast his asshole.
Plus, you're gonna have Zoma come up, and Zoma probably just kills him with Glacial anyway, or Psy Cannon, whatever one does more.
It's Glacial, but still no kill, which makes me sad.
It is kind of you have to kind of position yourself slightly worse to use it, but I think it's fine. He's gonna come up in Helichopple. Garbage. Is that his airy slash? That's a 6
Wind
hit.
slash or whatever, wild slash.
I'm always scared to use that because I'm like, when attacks can miss spots of them. Like King Bubble Slime did ruin that for me. I was like, all right, here's the damage projection. I'm like, the damage projection is King Bubble Slime doesn't give a fuck about that. He never hits that.
That's true, but if nothing else is gonna kill him, I might as well have the chance to kill him.
Yep.
All right, so we won. I don't know how many turns that was.
I think that was perfect. I think it was no deaths. Was that 3 turns? Yeah, I guess 3 turns.
It
Turn 3.
it was one move into turn 3. Is that true?
Mm-hmm.
That sucks. Whatever. That's the most points I've ever gotten, so that feels good. And Armful was basically just dead weight, useless. So that's interesting.
All he did was a Searing Breath. All he did is one failed Searing Breath, so he wasn't needed at all. Oh,
that's true. All right. Well, that was awesome. Thanks for talking that out with me. It's good to see the way other people think about the game. It's a lot better than my 5-minute match during work today.
Honestly, we probably overanalyzed it, but that's part of the fun of doing it live on Twitch, right? It's not just to like go through and win. It's to kind of purposely overanalyze it for the viewer so they could kind of see thought processes of how we could think.
And I kind of had to overanalyze it because I didn't analyze my 3 fights earlier today, so I didn't really understand a lot about their targeting or really anything. My boy Willie with his slime team, dude. How good is the slime team? It can't be good, right?
Nope. I don't know if you see his team, but it has King She Slime and King Slime. It does. So basically, his team is like, hey, here's a cheered killing machine and a King Bubble Slime to tank it.
So you just go kill the killing machine, and then after that, you just need to concentrate on killing one thing at a time. that team will shut down your offense.
I will say
Interesting.
it could be tough to deal with like if they have a King Bubble Slime out in front and they could poison if they can envenomate one of your units or something, and then their King She Slime just keeps pushing shit back, it could be really hard to get a win in a reasonable amount of time. Like you're likely to take 4 turns, have a unit die to the poison, and so not only do you have a slow timer, but you're missing points for this as well. So this might be a team designed to not be fun to attack.
Oh, is that the effect? Is it plus 30% slime defense? Is it really?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know what Emperor's ability was.
No, I
Yeah,
mean, I think
because
I
I was
again, I
like
don't
I
think
was
it's
like
good for arena.
RR can one shot Killing Machine. Well, maybe not Killing Machine, but it's close. King She Slime, King Bubble Slime. Like he one shots like everything.
It is interesting actually with it coming out with the physical becoming more powerful when everything's ranked up. Like the defense buffs that have been shit are suddenly going to be way better.
Yeah, for sure. This looks like a solid team. A lot of ghosts out here.
Dude, he just fought a killing machine with mid heal and he got wrecked. That's kind of
A
funny.
Killing Machine with mid heal, dude. That's
Why not?
interesting. A
People
King
do
Bubble
crazy things
Slime
with this scrolls.
with mid heal. Yeah, dude. I want people to do that because it's interesting. If everybody just listens to the 3 freaking streamers who tell them where to put their stuff, we're gonna see all these ghosts on on the top row.
Yeah.
Look
I'm
at this
hoping that's
Max
why I'm
Awaken
gonna do.
White Knight.
I have to use the restroom, so I'm totally cool wrapping up the podcast.
Oh yeah, we're wrapping up. I was just interested. What's up with this Hellion?
What rank is he? Can't see him.
He's an S5, but I mean, like, does he fit this caster team? It's like 3 great casters, Hellion, Ghost,
I mean,
and
I
and
think
the
that
Ghost is only two awaken. That's very weird.
I think it's that person looking at what other people said was meta. Oh, that's not Hellion. That's a Hell Gladiator.
That's what I meant. Hell Gladiator, because Hellion would
Oh,
be
that's.
better.
I mean, Hellion is like, all right, he's meta and he makes sense. Hell Gladiator, I don't know. That's like a. This is a clear example of have it. I have it. I have the weight and I have the unit. It's like they would rather use Ghost Hell Gladiator than like, potentially an A rank and so like to work their team around to maybe even be stronger.
Yeah,
Or again, like when you see something like this, you got to remember remove the Ghost. Just remove the Ghost and get your extra points. If the Ghost is not going to help you win, you get
yeah.
more points by running 4 units
Uh, Bit.
and not losing any.
Yeah, Biff just said that he played this guy, so that's interesting.
Nice.
Did you win?
Probably kicked
Tell
his
me if
ass.
you won, and then we're gonna wrap up the freaking cast. Thank you so much for coming on, Platt. I know we had a lot to cover. This is one of our longest casts, but I think for the most part it was valuable. You might even cut the end of this for like a video separately from the actual cast, but I'll leave that up to your very capable hands.
We'll do maybe like a stream highlight. Laliette's least embarrassing arena fight.
Well, yeah, Law's best arena run is true. So he did win, but he only had 2 units left. Well, I would like to do better than that. So all right, with that, I'll be signing off. Have a good night, everybody.
Thank you for joining us.